We're going live. Mute, mute, mute. Okay.
Woo!
All right, guys. What is up? What is up? We are live on YouTube now. Once again, welcome back to another edition of our stay at home open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic series. We are based out of El Paso, Texas, and my name is Richie Marufo. I will be your, I'm the project director. I'm usually the host, but today we have one of our special guest hosts who comes in and kills it every time. I want to introduce her in just a moment. But before I do, if you are unfamiliar, we again, like I said, we're based out of El Paso, Texas, which is here in the Southwest U.S., right on the border, U.S. Mexico border, and we have people joining us from El Paso, from Juarez, from all over the place, and I love it. And so the whole point of the show is it's a platform, a place for people to come and share their work. So people are signing up like any other open mic. You sign up, we will call you up, and you can perform your pieces. It's a pretty good list today. We're quickly approaching 20. So if you want to get on, there is a couple, like maybe the last couple slots open. You should definitely get in on that. But what else can I say? Like, just come out, show some love. If you guys are watching on YouTube, definitely say hi. I always love when people get to interact on the stream, on the chat. And without further ado, we're just gonna kind of get into it. We got a lot of poetry today, maybe a little bit of music as well. Let's see where we go. But I'm gonna hand it off to our awesome host. And we got an awesome Zoom audience as well. All our performers are here, and so if you guys want to unmute and make some noise while we welcome our host, let's make some noise and welcome Poet Khan Rass Fiyaa to the
Woo!
hosting stage.
Oh, it's all
Right.
over the
Woo!
There.
world.
Oh yeah.
Hey!
It's all over the world. Yes, damn it. And we is all over the US today. We might be over the world too today. How are you? I'm so excited to be
Yeah, good.
part. I'm trying to set this where I can see everybody. Is that not an option anymore? I don't see it. All right. Well, that sucks. I enjoyed looking at everybody. Anyway, all right. Well, maybe it's because I'm the speaker, right? Okay. Anyway, sounds good. Sorry. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of our MLK special tonight, Martin Luther King special tonight. He does not deserve any abbreviations. His work was not abbreviated. And we are all a part of his dream and what he wanted for America. So I'm so grateful to be alive, to be a poet, to be amongst other poets. Just grateful for this space and for y'all. Thank you for your time. And I do have a piece to share. Um, so, I'm so grateful for y'all. I wish I could see y'all, but we're gonna make it work. Hopefully it's just the speaker view. But anyway, so this is called A Bloody Wednesday. I do not think we have achieved the dream. Not by far. I do not think I can count on America. No way, no way, no way, no way. Maybe it is what I make of it. Hopefully I can be Black enough, long enough to taste luxury surrounding me. I just want the innocent ones free. I want my hair to sing songs of unity and uniqueness. Can this beautiful canvas not spend her days contemplating the ways of cheating death? How will I die? What if I die? What will I die for? Is this Black skin worth dying for? Yes. Every day, always and forever. I want my mind to have the opportunity to attract my dreams. This dream. America. I remember her. Her pride was her safety. Now, white supremacy defecates and paints it on the Capitol walls. America falls victim to its own pride. Why? A dream of unity. I believe it may never be. Unfortunately, the dream is still a dream. This is hell. This is hell. I do not fear the devil. His crown of thorns, his 400-degree cell of hell burning constantly. Hell cannot be any worse than constantly looking over your shoulder, sleeping on my back, wondering if I am gingerfied enough, do not want to give them more than they can bear. Trying to make peace with the stare of domestic terrorists who were once friends before the hate war began. Ending friendships with previous courtships because of their political expressions. Hell is depression. The fact that I must keep up my lie in order to qualify so that we can survive. I want to live abundantly so I can give abundantly. You lead me to believe it will never, ever happen for me. No way. Then comes in my dream. I am the dream. My talent saves me and my family. Black woman, poetess. I am the dream, the one you dismiss now, the deity. One father doing a lifetime of sentences, the other juggling his demons. Who knows if I should have fought harder for them? Today, I fight for me. I am the dream. I am in my motherfucking prime. Yes, I am the dream. When he thought of the overcome, he thought of me. When he thought of a dream of unity, he saw my face. When his heart was filled with hopes of peace, love, and joy, he thought of my black boys with toys, boys with big dreams. Never could have believed prison walls would be the final call. Martin Luther King dreamed of a nation that would see me beyond my race. Now, I know what is true. I have to make sure that I see me as smart, educated. I see me as business-oriented, YouTube curator, trendsetter, originator, a poet, and I know it. Here to bleed for the nation and believe in my plenty. The dream is to never, ever, never give up on me. The dream is to find luxury now. The dream is to find pleasure now. The dream is to find love now. Joy now, abundance now, financial freedom now. Not on the day I deny my sins. I face my journey assured of my win. I am the dream. Head held back, bellowing the echoes of sorrowful Negroes. Bloody Sunday, Tulsa, Rosewood, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, my people walking around null and void of their dreams. The absence of an eloquent premonition is the definition of hell. The absence of an eloquent premonition is the definition of hell. We fear the silence in the vortex. How will we ever prevail when we fear ourselves? This black skin, the excellence within. We are diamonds, resilience in humanistic form, surviving unhumanistic treatment. You know, it would have been a bloody Wednesday. I am the dream. My persistence in the midst of this consistent dismissal of my existence. You all know it would have been a bloody Wednesday. Black bodies all over the lawn floor. No way, no way, no way they would have made it through the Capitol doors. No, they would not have removed the gates and let us in. We never make history as the tyranny, in this case, the terrorist. I guess being black worked in our favor. The behavior of the white supremacists, they tear themselves down, 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 down. The nation, down, down, down. The world, down, down, down. Capital security is scrutiny. I am the dream. Me. The fact that I have survived this hell, 330,000 bodies. 330,000 bodies. Some young, some old, all too soon to die, some in their motherfucking prime. I'm in my motherfucking prime. I am the Martin Luther King dream. I am the Martin Luther King dream. I am the Martin Luther King dream. Thank y'all.
Yeah. Make some noise. You guys can unmute. Definitely unmute to make some noise for that.
Thank y'all.
We love you, Khan. Thank you so much for that.
Beautiful.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Let's go, Khan God.
Did it. Now cut that crying shit out. Thank
Prime,
you.
you your prime. Yes, you
Welcome
are.
to Air, Miss Poet Khan.
Thank you. Maybe I need to upgrade. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna move on.
It's you and it's gallery.
You are the upgrade for all of us already, Miss Poet Khan.
Aw, shocking. Thank you. Look, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Once you get the gallery view, you push view, and then you push gallery view. You can see everybody, right?
Like I don't even see the gallery view option anymore. I don't know what.
You see a view option up in the upper right corner?
That just sucks.
No, there's no thing that says view.
I can only see me.
Can you see?
That's all right. I'll figure it out. I'll try to see if I can hop on another. But without further ado, I want to thank y'all. I want to just say this, on issues of race and gender and sexuality and all those things. We don't agree to disagree. We agree to understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't agree to, well, no, you understand what I'm going through, though. You may not know, it may not touch you, but you understand. So yes, that's the vibe we having tonight. I love y'all. And that's just what it is. Okay. So whoop whoop. Thank y'all for hanging out with me for a minute. Let me pull this back up. Our first, yes, the level of understanding. Yes, we agree to understand. Amen. So our first poet to the stage, we have a beautiful tribute. We have Mr. Forgive me if he doesn't go by Mr. Science, but we have Denise's father with us today, and she's going to do a tribute for him, and hopefully I'll be able to see it.
Yeah, no, thank you. Okay. His last name is Science. I would never trade my last name because I love my daddy.
Hey, awesome. Heck yeah, awesome. Go ahead, lady. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So today, well, not today, in 2 days is going to be my dad's birthday. So the poems that I'm reading, they're all going to be in Spanish. So forgive me if you can't understand, but I hope that you can feel the emotion in the words that I'm going to speak. I'm going to read two that his mom wrote. His mother, my grandma Flora Maria, she was a poet as well. And I found two poems that I'm going to dedicate to my dad that she wrote. And then I'm going to read one that I wrote for my father. Okay, and they're very short. This one's called A mis hijos. Hijito, eres un rosado querubín que trajiste a mi vida una dicha sin fin. Cuando una sombra de tristeza invade mi quietud, oh mi alegría, tus manitas en mi cuello me hacen pronto despertar. Tal parece que adivinas los instantes de dolor, pues me ofreces tu boquita y me besas con amor. Eres un rayito de sol, mi acicate de vivir. Ya Dios vivo agradecida por haberte enviado a mí. So that one's just talking about how her son is a ray of sunshine that somehow knows when she's in moments of pain, and he offers her his little hands and his little kisses. Okay, this one's called Ayer Lejano. Nuestros años dorados son sinónimos de gran sabiduría, de experiencia. Así conciben algunas la existencia de nuestra juventud ya extinguida. Es tan triste vivir desamparado, sin compartir con alguien nuestra historia. Todo lo que se viene a la memoria cuando te encuentras solo y revives el pasado. Cuando cierro mis ojos y pienso, sin dormir, en el ayer lejano, en mi hogar, mis padres, mis hermanos, aquella infancia placentera, tan llena de risas y alegría. Se alegra un poco la existencia mía, se ahuyenta las tristezas y temores, y me parece oír las voces de mis más grandes amores, que me dicen, estamos junto a ti, madre. No llores. Okay. That one was about just growing older, looking to the past, and then making peace with it. Okay, and this one's called Padre. And this one I wrote for my dad. And I can't tell you guys just how much this man means to me. Okay. Mi corazón es de mi padre. Mis oraciones son hacia él. Mi felicidad la debo a mi papá. Con él descubrí lo bello de esta vida. Con él descubrí mi voz. Con él aprendí a leer. Fue el regalo más bello que alguien me ha dado. Noche tras noche me contaba historias, hasta que fui yo que las contó. Me dio mi primera lección en mi vida. Haz tu vida como un papalote. Mis historias, mis poesías, son el viento que van a hacerme volar por todo el mundo. Mi papá le debo mi vida entera. Su voz cuando canta me lleva a un plano astral. Estoy tan orgullosa de ser su hija. Soy su sangre. No me puede negar que soy suya. Compartimos el mismo tono de piel, los mismos ojos oscuros y ojerados, la misma pasión por palabras que vienen del corazón. Cuando no soy con él, no paro de pensar en el apoyo que siempre me ha dado. No paro de platicar de él. Aunque esté sola, revivo los momentos con él. Siempre ha estado a mi lado. Y estoy tan bendecida que lo que hago hoy y en adelante va a ser para mi papá. Escribiré poesías y historias con el nombre Science, para que él sepa que de él encontré mis palabras. Le debo mi pasión y talento a él. Él es mi vida entera y siempre lo será. Thank you, guys.
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien.
Yes.
Great. Y'all unmute your mics, please.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Show some
Beautiful.
love. Mother father-daughter relationship. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing to appreciate and cherish while it is in your hands and in your ability to cherish it. And I appreciate you sharing that with us, Denise. That was precious. Thank you so much for that.
Gracias por leer lentamente. So I can understand it. Thank you for reading it slowly.
Awesome. Heck
'Cause
yeah.
I can speak and write and read Spanish, but understanding it spoken is the most difficult. And you had a nice slow pace, and I could understand quite a bit of it.
Awesome.
Gracias por eso.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Denise, for that. That was great. That was great. Beautiful tribute. And glad that you shared that with us. So that means a lot to me. Okay. So, Richie, I'm working with limited vision. So I know we have Miss Darla next. I don't know if she's
Gallery view.
No, I don't think she. I don't know what's going on with the lack of grid view thing. That's weird. Donna's not here, so we'll just go on to the next.
Okay. I can see. Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. Now we have Nico Kim coming to the stage. Woo, 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 Nico Kim. How are you, love?
I'm trying to connect. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right, so there I am. So how can you hear me? Like my mic's was been acting fucked.
It's kind of giving me a little echo drill, but I kind of like it a little bit. But can you try it again? I hope you're serenading tonight. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, go ahead.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Mic check. All right, so hey, what's up? It's been a good minute, boys and girls. I'm sorry. Life does that. I actually work, but yo, so I've got like 3 poems. 2 are pretty long, so I'm sorry about that. But this is some good. So let's just jump into it. Weeping for Sisyphus. Weeping for Sisyphus. I once advocated for a nihilist utopia. However, when I found the utopia of heaven as another's dystopian hell, this dysphomism made me switch positions of perspective on the pulpit. Perceiving from, instead of a man posturing head face down, this Emersonian eye convoluted by subjectivity. Looking with an objective of objectivity at this object or construct made by man's hands and questioned whether or not we were made in God's image. Imagine my surprise when what I find is that the reverse is true. And due to this new revelation of information, I stopped my quest and called it good, then began to look at this world and understood it at a new perspective. But something was still missing. If there was no divinity, then what sin unseen could be acted out that could topple the church in a way that molesting young boys, banning gay marriage, Lutheran bombings, enacting the Crusades couldn't? What existed that the Crusades didn't wipe out the faith of Islam, Buddha, and the Hindi pantheon? Some mastodon was in the room that loomed half revealing. I envied Sisyphus for he had a solid boulder to push. Appealing to my better judgment, I went back to the search, beseeching my ego to try and see if that'd work. I got fucked up and died. I'm speaking figuratively, of course. And tried a new way to live. Hit by the tutor of the Pleiades, inspired by Bacchanalian deities, I found God snorting coke off the table of an extended stay in America. Then found why it existed when I worked for a concentration camp. I envied Sisyphus for he only had a boulder to push up the mountain for eternity. I learned that we were both made and not made in God's image. Have you ever wept for Schrodinger's cat? All right. Yo, so this is all like new shit. I wrote that like last month. I wrote this like 2 weeks ago.
New shit.
New shit.
New shit.
So you guys have to see the title. So this is Red Herring ad hominem, a node to American English. Ooh, you have to see the title. Let's see if you can see it. It's not coming up. So, but it's really creative. It is actually they are all homonyms. So I'm not gonna go into it. One of you can read it later if you want it on my Facebook. All right. So red herring ad hominem and ode to American English. I told you by the end of the night I'd give you a tip. Was the Freudian slip that would open the door that my tongue could slip in and slip on like some prose astute of the night. I raised my two lips, pursing like tulips pursuing its new lit flame. Even if it's a loose and shitty fit, I let loose a witty quip. I thought it would be longer. What a shame. The joke lingered. My funny bone jingled, fried like bojangles, my sweet teeth, silver tongue, and mind in the gutter, feeling like it was on the tip of an iceberg, was enticed to go deeper. Weaker ensembles of entendres were mentally assembled. Every thimble I could thumb through within and search under was a truism or newism that could perch under the branch of the umbrella tree of creativity, rather than some spiky undergrowth that exists in spite its lack of light. Everybody's burdened by being born in a den of burrs. Its denizens always lay in burning beds. But it's with fire rhetoric that I'll neither regret or rickshaw my own burdens that I beast through, because if I may be bolder and say this silly old boulder rested on my shoulders has been the molder of my coping character throughout my pasty past. Not some existential torture, but rather essential portraiture, a meme made to outlast. But I digress to egress away from the rejected Reader's Digest submitted section that my scrutinizing eye just did as I ingested with egregious aggression the poetry section of each empty magazine, lacking the firepower of 30 rounds by the cannons of cannon. Each bulleted stanza blanks fired. Inspired by rule number 2, I'll always double tap. Not strapped with nines, but strapped by lines, these written by desperate despots positing poetry to be portrayed structureless as the structure. Depositing postmodern interpretation, interbritanation ascending to independence on dependents torn away from their history and heritage. Here it is today in 2021, and another day passes where an orange thinks it's the sun, like the Son of Man reborn again to wipe away your grievances. How can one wipe with greasy hands made to never wipe his own ass crack? Shrek's ass cracks a laugh near Shrek's how can one wipe with greasy hands made to never wipe his own ass crack? Shrek's ass cracks a laugh near fallen, as it is a sucker for gold miser dragons. Fafnir acts queer, for he doesn't want donkey inside him. Rile him up, get hyphy. Stop and smell the gasoline, or eat from silly side bins found by silly high bums scrounging for a crumb of psilocybin. It's a mind bend a dumb mime should strain to mimic. There are speed limits for a purpose, and Bacchus can give purpose and meaning. That grape jam, a glass always half full, and it's always worth the trip to find the meaning in the null. But it's a hole to peek through, to pique your interest. To get lost and listless in such a path is hardly worth effort. Because the nihilist has reached transcendence at its surface. The nihil is every other aquatic body, absolutely vast but finite. By night, we can see more vast emptiness, infinite. It's always intriguing when a nihilist finds meaning in nothingness. Trusting mistranslated concepts. I was like, whoa, then what does it mean if Woden makes my week Germanic, Caesar makes my months Latin, and years are also romantic, and the way we track it all is in Arabic? Led by some dogmatic theatrics, my reaction was, I learned this and I make myself a prophet. But I haven't seemed to make sense in many places I've been or have called home. But what else could this be? I was raised American. Last one. Sorry, that was like the longest poem I've ever shared on this poet. Anyway, but that was super long. I hope I didn't bore you and I fucked up. Whatever. Yeah. Get it to go. Get it together, boy. I'm dumb. This poem's not as long, but yeah. I'm tired of losing poetry slams to the same poems. I am also tired of getting salty for losing poetry slams to the same poems. I'm tired of the insistent internal dialogues of how soapbox monologues made to have the listener feel is the same appeal that made Hitler a successful writer. I say this cognizant of the sacrifice of being considered pretentious, a contentious constituent to the matter, because the latter could be seen as a dichotomy. But watch as I dissect this ill-matter direct pile of rhetoric in two, because I say this to all of you. I want poetry to be better. I want to hear poetry that makes a listener hear it and want to write a poem, literally or figuratively. It should inspire a man to eat a piece of cheese to complement the nectar of Jamshid and Bacchus, a rock and roll guitarist to slap together a new riff, a cook to want to make a new delicious dish, a mathematician to find the correlation to the function of an integer and its place as an exponent, a proponent of hate to become a new opponent to it, a labeled piece of shit to quit, flush it, and push out whatever habit that inhabits them, like a stain on the porcelain playthings of the domesticated doggos. And the law goes on and on and on. So I'll be that someone who taps them on the shoulder, and I'll be careful of the boulders that rest there. They're volunteering as a test of their best years, and I'm proud to say that I've heard some of the loudest howls out there. I'm just tired of them being considered the best of American poetry. This would suggest that nothing has changed since Ginsberg. Thank you, guys.
Woo! Oh, man. Man, Nico, it has been quite a while. Like since before Christmas, I believe. I missed you, though. I missed you. Your flow is sick, man. You're awesome. Heck yeah. Thank you for coming and sharing with us tonight and being in the place to be and spitting that fire. Tell us how we...
Barbed wire open mic is home. So if you didn't know, barbed wire was invented in DeKalb, Illinois. Barbed wire was invented in DeKalb, Illinois. I forgot the years. So and DeKalb, Illinois is where I consider my home. This is the barbed wire open mic. So what a correlation, what a connection. There was a reason that
it found you. We found each other. That's what happened. That's so awesome. Heck yeah. Well, plug yourself, love. Tell us how we can support you and what you got going on.
You can follow me on Facebook. I'm currently disconnected from my Facebook because Facebook is really shitty sometimes. So, but you can follow me on Facebook. My name is Nico Kim. You can add me on Facebook or follow me at Nico Kim Poetry on Facebook. I've got a book out, but it's not that great. I've got a YouTube channel that's only got a couple poems. That's really all I got going on right now. But I'm working on stuff. So hopefully some of my poetry gets published. So once it does, of course, everybody, I'll let everybody know.
Hell yes. Well, thank you. And don't you give up on that pen, damn it. Of course you won't, but we won't let you. But thank you so much for coming by and kicking it. Yes. It's up to us to say if the book is great or not. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You never call your book shitty.
You got a book. You got a book.
Yeah, that's amazing, baby. That's a glorified business card. Hell, I'm trying to get me one. Come on. That's awesome, Nico. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you, baby love. All right. Next we have we poets all over the world. We're going to Toronto to kick it with Mr. Jeff Cottrell. Forgive me if I said the last name wrong.
It's actually supposed to be Cottrell, but I don't correct Cottrell because it sounds classier.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. And we are in for a treat. I am excited. Please take the mic when you are ready.
Right. It's funny that the last poet was saying about barbed wire being invented in DeKalb, Illinois, his hometown. Insulin was invented in Toronto. So if anybody can point me to an insulin poetry series, that would be fantastic. So here's one. I hope I haven't done this one here already. I'm bad at keeping track of these things. It's not a poem, it's a poem introduction. So this is from my third book of poetry, which was published by Happy Jack Press in Nipawin, Manitoba in 1996, entitled "With Vulnerable Roses Do I Sweep the Curtained Walls." That's the title of the book, not the poem itself. The poem is called "Flutter and the Heroes Bathe." I've structured this poem as a series of villanelles. For those who don't know what a villanelle is, it's a 19-line poem made up of 5 tercets and a quatrain with 2 refrains and 2 repeated rhymes. The idea for this poem came to me sometime in the late 80s when I was vacationing in what was then West Berlin, but of course one would now refer to the entire city of Berlin due to Germany's radically changed political situation in the ensuing years. I was wandering around the Tiergarten, searching for the pond called Der Neuer See, literally translated as the New Sea. Yet I couldn't find my way out of the Goldfish Teich area closer to the wall. It was a frustrating and embarrassing experience. I didn't know a lot of German at the time, so I didn't make much progress as far as asking for directions. I came upon this old tree. I believe it was near the Soviet War Memorial. I'm sure you know the one. And the tree was shaped like, I suppose you would call it a hexagonal cross-section, truly a miracle of nature. And there was a bird up in the tree, and it was singing. It was a robin, and the robin's tune gave me the idea for this poem, because it reminded me of something Bertolt Brecht once said about a bird's mating song. I believe the exact words are, "Ich spiele Fußball mit dem getrennten Kopf von den Riefenstahl." In other words, humanity's customs and laws and beliefs have changed over the centuries, but the birds are still here, virtually unchanged. It's a direct connection to history, and it's this direct connection that I wanted to express in this poem. Oh, by the way, another fascinating thing about the Tiergarten is the history of the Siegessäule, or the Victory Column. The monument originally stood further east, more or less in front of the Reichstag. The Nazis ordered the monument moved to its present location, merely because the Siegessäule blocked their view of the city. I mean, isn't that astounding? They tore down the monument brick by brick and reassembled it further away, the same way they did with the original London Bridge when they moved it to Arizona. It staggers the mind. I even wrote a haiku about it. For those who don't know what a haiku is, it's a traditional Japanese style of short-form poetry consisting of 17 syllables, sometimes, though not exclusively, in 3 lines. But I was going to tell you about this poem, which once again is titled "Flutter and the Heroes Bathe." Now, what I was trying to achieve in this poem is an embellishment and juxtaposition of many themes close to my heart, such as the yearning for peace of mind in times of war and social disruption, but also the fleeting spiritual wanderings of youth when confronted by the futility of worshiping physical beauty, as well as the agonies of the downfall of pride and vanity. I believe truly it was all best expressed in Michel Foucault's essays about spatial relationships in literature. Now, I'm not going to stand here recounting all of Foucault's ingenious spatial theories for you, as I'm sure we're all familiar with them, and it would waste valuable time, and we'd never get to my poem, in which, incidentally, I was going for a sort of William Blake feel, particularly in the use of metaphysical metaphors and gustatory imagery, and yet I also wanted to evoke the spirit of Rudy Weeb, as I've always admired his depictions of the Native American perspective. I remember the first time I read The Temptations of Big Bear. My Lord, I must have been 17, and I swear the book changed my life. It made me see our North American heritage in a completely different light, far more powerful than Dances with Wolves. Well, on with my poem. Flutter and the Heroes Bathe, Part 1 of 17. Flutter and the What do you mean I'm out of time? Thank you. That was called Poem Introduction. And if I have time for a second one, we'll...
God, that was freaking great! Hey,
yes. King of comedy.
Thank you.
It's hilarious. Heck yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, it's a relatively recent one, and this is supposed to be, it's going to be published supposedly on a website called Acoustic Levitation, I think, and actually it was supposed to be a few weeks ago and I haven't heard from them, so who knows. And this is the Canadian Book Awards. Welcome one and all to the Canadian Book Awards for 2021. It says 2020, I should probably change that. The Canadian Book Awards serves to award the books that the Canadian literary establishment likes. We seek to promote Canadian values and Canadian themes to which all Canadians relate in a perfectly Canadian way, in Canada. Our first prize at the Canadian Book Awards this year goes to When Crying Bears Shudder in the Wind, which is a quiet, subtle coming-of-age story about the immigrant experience in the slums of Toronto. Our second prize at the Canadian Book Awards for 2021 goes to The August of Her Soul, which is a quiet, subtle coming-of-age story about the immigrant experience in the Westmount neighborhood of Montreal. Our third prize for 2021 at the Canadian Book Awards goes to The Raspberries Are in Season Again, Papa, a quiet, subtle coming-of-age story about the immigrant experience in rural Saskatchewan. Our fourth prize this year at the Canadian Book Awards is going to Verily Must the Watchmen Leer at Sunset, a quiet, subtle coming-of-age story about the immigrant experience in the downtown East Side area of Vancouver. The Canadian Book Awards also has a category for poetry. Our first prize for poetry at the 2021 Canadian Book Awards goes to With Vulnerable Roses Do I Sweep the Curtained Walls, a collection of quiet, subtle coming-of-age poems about the immigrant experience in St. Thomas, Ontario. And seeing that we have some extra time, let us go over the list of books that are not getting any recognition from the Canadian Book Awards. We are not giving a prize to that popular book about the space aliens and the serial killer who terrorize an affluent suburb. Nor are we giving any awards to that fascinating experimental short story collection that breaks new ground in structure and language. The Canadian Book Awards is also not giving a prize to that really funny book that viciously satirizes timeless, universal human foibles, nor to that scathing character study that takes bold artistic risks, nor to that passionate historical romance with the vivid war scenes, nor to that sprawling epic about the eccentric family that changed the world, nor to that moving, tear-jerking story about the boy and the dog and the mysterious stranger. And we are definitely not giving a prize to that quiet, subtle coming-of-age story about the immigrant experience in the suburbs of Halifax, but which is also very entertaining. Good God, no. That completes the list of all the books that were published in Canada this year. To close this year's ceremony, we present our annual series of Lifetime Achievement Awards. Our first 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Margaret Atwood. Our second 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award also goes to Margaret Atwood. Our third 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award is a tie, a four-way tie between Michael Ondaatje, Shane Koizan, Paul Vermeersch, and Margaret Atwood. Our fourth 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award goes to the rotting corpse of Leonard Cohen, which we have dug up just for the honor. To commemorate this award, we are delighted to treat you to a special musical performance, an exclusive 4-hour and 23-minute version of Mr. Cohen's Hallelujah, performed on the ukulele by Margaret Atwood. Thank you for attending the 2021 Canadian Book Awards. Every one of our attendees will receive a generous gift bag of craft dinner, hockey pucks, and winter depression. Go Leafs! That was the Canadian Book Awards.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. Oh man, that was great. That was great. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Okay, I can't because I can't see you. That's why anyway, thank you so much for your time tonight. Please plug yourself, and if you have any, let us know how we can support you, please.
I'm actually in a podcast that's I think is coming out tomorrow. It's called Wordsmith, an Australian poetry podcast, and I will put the link in the chat for the Facebook page.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it so much. Heck yeah. Make sure to put that in the chat. Cool. Okay. So now we are moving on to Maine. We are going to the general, Mr. Generalissimo, who is always a treat.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Now you had said. I can't. Is this a good time for you, Mr. General?
Why don't you let the cowboy poet go before me? That'll be fun.
Okay. All right.
Let
Okay.
Mr. Michaels go.
Okay. Okay. The urban cowboy poet under, let me see, I can't see the whole thing here. You here?
I'm here. I thought I was next on the list.
Hi there, Mr. Michaels. How are you?
I'm good. I thought I was next on the list, so
I apologize. Well, okay,
we
we made some adjustments. I apologize. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. You're coming from
I'm coming from Cleveland. I'm not a cowboy. I ain't a cowpoke. I know you have cowboy poetry out there.
Yeah.
But I can't do it. So I take urban legends off the tabloids internet and I tell them cowboy poet style and I call it urban cowboy poetry.
Ah, awesome.
Go ahead. By Dumb. Friedrich Riesfeld was a keeper at the Paderborn, Germany Zoo. Friedrich ended up much deeper than you ever want to be in poo. His elephant, named Stefan, normally shat with regulation, but his bowels was out of step and he was fit with constipation. He'd been cared for like a pet. What was this all about? 20 tons of food he ate. For days, nothing came out. He'd been exercised around his pen and fed a healthy diet. More than anything to ease his pain, Friedrich would dry. His animals were his concern. He'd stay all night and sit with a sickly-looking pachyderm who couldn't give a shit. What an awesome task it was, uncork a beast that big. First try, a bushel basket full of berries, prunes, and figs. Some laxative will do you good. You like it now, big fella. Anyone in Germany would. It tastes just like Nutella. Steph studied it like elephants do. They sniff with their long noses. Took quite a while before he was through. He had 22 doses. The final touch, an enema Fred made with olive oil. An extra virgin formula to make the bowels boil. As Fred got close and aimed the spray into the mammal's rear, he didn't know that, in a way, both their ends were near. Now, Stefan, stop your grumbling. I'm your biggest fan. Steph Center started rumbling. Then the shit hit the man. Fred dropped. Weren't just a boo-boo, the fall plumb knocked him out. An amazing amount of doo-doo then proceeded to pour out. There were no animal nor human round when Fred fell in that trap. No hound came to rescue him in that there avalanche of crap. He wished he'd been curating for some much smaller species. He wouldn't be suffocating neath a waterfall of feces. Friedrich made his one last breath, his final respiration. Zoo vets diagnosed his death. The cause was defecation. One way or another, it became a worldwide scoop. German keepers smothered by 200 pounds of poop. Now, zoos are full of dirty jobs that someone's got to do. You're thinking that this story's odd, too crappy to be true. Well, you won't find a truer fact than that almanac on your shelf. A friend of my cousin Jack overheard it his own self. Thank you.
Oh, man. I got to tell you, that's my favorite one I've heard you do so far.
Woo!
That's great.
Yeah, now I'll do one of the most well-known urban legends.
That was really well done, though.
Gracias. Thank you.
Awesome. Go ahead.
One more.
Please, go ahead.
This is a famous legend. When you fly to New York, an awesome skyliners are greeting. On the surface, take a taxi to that most important meeting. Below ground, go by subway to the restaurant or theater. But don't go any lower. In the sewer, there be gators. Now, how did alligators with their big old snappy mouth come to live below Manhattan when you know they grow down south? Did some genius say, well, noshing on his bagel and his locks? What the city really needs is alligators or crocs. Now, they were brought back by New Yorkers wintering in the Florida sun who thought a dangerous animal might bring some family fun. They needed gifts for grandkids who might feel really hurt if Grandma went to Miami and all they got was a t-shirt. Each scrapper had the same idea. I know what to get. I'll buy little Joe a baby gator for a pet. Joe will be the envy of every kid at school. He can use the family bathtub as the gator's swimming pool. At first, the little beasts were welcome in the family nest. Then they started biting and becoming a real pest. New York moms appreciated feeling clean and showered. They couldn't enjoy their bath time with a chance they'd be devoured. All around Manhattan, they cried, "This just can't go on." And all the families flushed their alligators down the John. These reptiles congregated in the sewers of New York, and then they started breeding where it's stinky, damp, and dark. This started in the 30s, flushing baby crocodilians. Some were boys, some were girls. By now, there could be millions. There ain't no light way down below, and if you believe the winos, they've grown into a colony of giant blind albinos. Criminals who hide below and see those big jaws snap will learn they're not the baddest bangers and that they're Big Apple. They'll find out soon enough that their zip guns and switchblades just ain't a match for a man-eater from the Everglades. If you slip through and greet the beast at New York's lowest level, you might think you fell to hell and met up with the devil. But will they come up and terrorize? I don't think they would. They leave the upper city to the pushers, pimps, and hoods. They ain't gonna swarm the streets if manholes ain't kept shut, or swim up through a public john and bite you on the butt. No need to hide up in the sky in a high-rise elevator. Just be careful not to go too low. In the sewer, there be gators. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, man.
You know, that was great.
Great.
Thank you.
Heck yes. Thank you, Mr. Michaels. Tell us how we could follow you and support you.
You can follow me at Urban Cowboy Poetry on YouTube and on Facebook. Urban Cowboy Poetry.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out tonight.
Thank you very much.
Heck yes. Thank you so.
Yo, you accidentally muted yourself.
Yeah, you muted.
Ooh, I'm still muted. I'm still talking.
Okay,
right.
I'm back. Thank you so much, Mr. Michaels. Thank you for your poetic expression and for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you so much. Heck yes. And the Gators, right? Heck yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. So according to the list here, we have so I don't want no mess. No. Then the next person we have is Miss Domo. Miss Domo Beth.
Woo!
Domo Beth. Domo Beth. Domo Beth. Right. Look, bring the looper out real quick. Okay, I'm here. Hey, Domo. How you doing, girlfriend?
Hey.
Yes.
Oh, new hairstyle.
Hope you got a
just
song
took my
and a
test
poem.
out.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look great. It's great.
Thank you.
Great. Heck yeah, love. Take the mic when you're ready. You know what's up.
All right. So I somehow concocted a 5-minute show for the MLK Day.
Yes. Oh.
I just performed it at another thing. So yeah, but I'm gonna perform it for you guys because you weren't there clearly. All right. Okay. First things first, poetry. All right. This is a poem called Personal Fears. Creeps up like spiders on spine, and journeying beneath skin, the senses heighten and your hair stand like static between balloons. The suspense is brewing. Bad thoughts turn scary train, and the conductor is a ventriloquist tool to instill fear for sleep paralysis. The analysis brain makes between rational and insane. Why fear the back seat when the driver controls the doom? Feel the unjustified knife press firmly to gullet, preventing sound, escape, gulp, lodge screams at the threshold. Is this real? Are they here? Or does the mind's strength hold delusions of reality tied to what-ifs about neighborhoods and friendships? The only thing to fear is fear itself. And second piece. This is entitled Black. Forgotten black, you lack memory. Missed reflections whilst brushing teeth during morning routine. Focused on the hair and not the middle with the face because I've chased reality back into its hole in the closet. Once again, drawn the curtain and dodged shadows on my walls so closely resembles me, I see charcoal on whitewashed backgrounds. The sound of soul in my throat slowly squashed to fit in its rocky white voice box. Then the news turns on. The silver screen begins to flash. And another life resembling my reflection is taken once again. Hollow cries come from me from within, and my ancestors scream at lungs high. I thought it was about being raceless. Someone should have told me that sounds racist. I'm black, and there's just no fighting that. No denying the crying at night from lost memories of injustice. Push impressions resurface and give black light to dirty fingerprints. Check the media, scroll and see the trending dark meat. The slaves tied up and held down, the deafening sounds of lies taken too soon for being too scary, too dominant, too overpowering, too dark and mysterious. Black. And next piece. This is a song I wrote.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. This is called When It's So Dark.
Woo, woo.
And turn on the sound. When it's so dark, we all forget who we are. Finally at peace, I don't ever want to see going in so blindly. I forget these bounds set up by humanity. When it's so dark, my shackles have fallen. Home to the colorless, home to my friends, but home all depends on when it's so dark. We all become one shade of skin. My eyes match yours, and we are friends. The bounds of society can't break my chains to you and me. Oh, when it's so dark. Your skin all match mine, and our eyes are colorless, and nature's so beautiful, even when it's so dark. And one more song with a guitar. My handy dandy guitar. Right. Going all Blues Clues on y'all. Okay. All right. This is a oldie but a goodie by Mr. Grover Washington Jr. and Bill Withers. Just the two of us. I'm messing it up, but you guys are gonna like it anyways. I see the crystal raindrops fall, the beauty of it all. I'm gonna restart because I'm messing up. I see the crystal raindrops fall, the beauty of it all. It's when the sun comes shining through. Yeah. To make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, I wanna spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Ooh, sorry. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look up. God, sorry, I'm messing up. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make the flowers bloom. The days might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. Go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa!
Thank you. Platform.
Yeah, and you sung that beautifully. I appreciate that so much. Straight up, for real.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, straight up for real, baby.
Yay.
That shouldn't be coming out of my mouth, should it?
Awesome.
Y'all did a great job. Thank you for doing my part while my computer was domo, man. I've never heard you a cappella before, love. Wow, like your voice itself. I was cussing at you in my head. Like I've never heard you sing. I mean, of course the guitar is gorgeous, and it was beautiful. I love your soulfulness, as well as a little not soulful, if you know what I'm saying. You bring it in, man. It's just great.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes, you do it. And you know what? Somebody's Professor X say, whenever you mess up, you just keep going. Don't nobody know you messing up.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's very true. But on guitar, it's so much easier to see that, damn, that don't sound right.
That's not the right one. That's not it. It sounds great though, baby. Tell us how we can be all up and through Domo's business.
Okay. Pretty easy. I have way too much social media. I have 3 Instagrams. If you follow Damo in the house with a Z, you can find all of them, or you could just follow creative LY Damo DOMO if you want to just see creative content. I do more than just sing and write poetry, so that's all there. And then you can also find me at other open mics. So in Spokane, Washington, there's an open mic night called Broken Mic Open Mic, and they have a Zoom link you can find it on Facebook, and I can also, I will put that in the comments, so you guys can find it on Facebook. Recently, I think it's updating now, not just the same code. So.
Heck yeah. One time for Broken Mic, Open Mic, they are awesome. Heck yeah, on Wednesdays, yeah?
Yes, Wednesdays at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Got you. Heck yeah, Levy. Thank you for coming by and doing your thing, giving us some Domo magic. I appreciate you. It's always a treat, baby. Thank you so much. Hey, so I figured out I can see y'all now. Long story short, I'm not sure what I pushed, but I can see y'all. So hey, woo woo. Okay, let's see who we got next. We have next to the stage, we have Mr. Generalissimo.
No, I was.
Woo, General. Woo.
Yeah. Welcome to the stage. Woo, 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 woo. Come on.
I was singing a little backup with Domo. Thank God my microphone was off because I have a terrible voice, and she's
That's all right. That was great. I was singing too.
That song just took me back. Didn't it take you back, Poet Khan?
That was great. That was good stuff.
Us middle-aged folk. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Go ahead, take the mic when you're ready,
I
love.
got 3 new pieces that were done in workshops this weekend. The first is called Lulu's Liberty Bell Moment. It's a little prosy piece. Marlena received a $2,512 rescue bill from the town office. It seems her cat Lulu caused quite a stir in the picturesque California seaside village when it found its way to the top of the abandoned Mission Bell Tower and got its claws stuck in the pull rope. It isn't illegal to let your cat outside, but it should be. It was a mystery how Lulu, who looked like a leopard-human hybrid midget with a beer belly due to a penchant for shortbread cookies and pizza, found her way over 5 miles from home after exiting through a kitty door in the kitchen to the abandoned Spanish mission, then traversed the spiral stonecraft staircase inside the fort-style turret tower where the bell resided. Lulu couldn't resist extracting her claws into the woven hemp masterpiece before her. It reminded her of Marlena's fancy silk taffeta paisley curtains with ropey trim. The tough, old, partially petrified bell pull grabbed hold of crazy Lulu's claws. She wriggled and wriggled to no avail, causing the ancient bell to wake the entire town at 2:36 a.m. for over an hour and a half. The sheriff's office sent out a couple of men who climbed the crazy long spiral stairs, expecting to find partying teens, but instead discovered the weird cat that looked as if it partook in plenty of human junk food. And due to the precarious nature of the petrification of the hemp rope, a fire truck had to be called. The EMTs had to climb the stairs to assess the situation and go back down for a sawzall and climb back up. Lulu hadn't stopped wriggling the whole time, so the bell's noise echoed throughout the entire turret. Of course, the story dominated the local news cycle for over a week. Marlena was interviewed on both Good Morning America and NPR, declared that Lulu was now an indoor cat and replaced the kitchen door with a door without a kitty escape hatch. A local lumber center gave her a free door with a stained glass panel depicting the Mission Bell Tower made by the store manager's wife. And despite that everyone in town's slumber had been interrupted for over an hour and a half, a subsequent proposed ordinance outlawing cats outdoors, unsupervised or off leash, was defeated by an enormous margin. Thank you. The next piece is called When Your Brain. The next two pieces I actually did at the El Paso local Saturday workshop called Tumble Words, which everyone should do. It's free and it's every Saturday. This is called When Your Brain Avoids Elevators. DNA is a double helix, a sort of spiral staircase to everywhere our minds and bodies need to climb. Take the stairs instead of using the elevator, even though it takes more time to get you where you need to go. Your future butt will be better off for it. Taking the stairs seems like a small decision. It will be a template for weighing out options totally unrelated. Never boiling water in a microwave ever again. Using a whisk instead of a fork to scramble eggs for a fluffier frittata. Subbing diced mushrooms, lentils, and sunflower seeds for ground beef, and a vegetarian sloppy joe that tastes really unsloppy. Decisions decide futures. We use our brains to make them. We shape our futures. When we make decisions, when we exercise our brains like we exercise our bodies, by making decisions like taking the extra time it takes to take the stairs. Thank you. And finally, this is called We Are Weed Whackers. When a weed grows through a crack in pavement, it gets labeled disruptor. It will be evicted from sidewalk, driveway, or road. Weed whacked. It will be yanked out or sprayed with a chemical not so good for the environment or human respiratory systems. Sometimes these invaders of hard surfaces are executed with ultra-skinny flamethrowers, future flowers devoured by man-made firestorms. Sometimes amongst the gray and black urban landscape, a daisy will peekaboo through a crack in a sidewalk, announcing that sidewalk quacks don't break mama's backs. If we went back in time before there was a sidewalk or street, there might have been a forest of trees or field of wildflowers before all the humans came along and said, this looks like a nice spot for a house. Then came another house and another and another, and horses and carriages and cars and paved roads and neighborhoods with sidewalks where people feel it necessary to torch innocent daisies from gray concrete. But before all the man-made existed, the daisies existed in harmony with other flowers and trees and birds and squirrels, and the humans that happened along were the true disruptors. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Ms. Poet Khan, for all of that.
Woo, 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 woo. Y'all show some love, show some love, show some love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part and for just being an awesome spirit and an awesome part of our poet community and just awesome. Heck yes. Thank you so much. The General! Appreciate you. Heck yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Did you want to tell us how we can follow you? I apologize.
Oh, I'll forgive you this one time, honey. I won't tell Richie on you.
Okay.
I think I'm on Facebook under Brian Ira Franco and in Instagram GNRLSMO. And I'll stick that in the chat. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. And the flowers are beautiful, by the way. Petals. Just throwing that out there. All right. All right. Let's see. Now we have, thank y'all so much for hanging out. Appreciate you. We have Mick with Humanities Collaborative. He's going to talk to us about something.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Hi there. How are you? Sure.
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me go ahead and present myself. My name is Mikhail. I'm with Anna in a team in Humanities Collaborative at APCC and UTEP. So we're going ahead and running a project, just trying to see if anyone's willing to share any of their stories having to do with La Frontera. So we're looking for like tradition, culture that anyone may want to like share with us, or like they probably crossed over to the other side, like on either sides of the border. And we're trying to stray away from the narrative that the media tends to exaggerate. So typically like the violence, and we're just trying to bring out more of the good and the beauty in El Paso. So I'm not so sure if I'm allowed to screen share here for a bit, but I have a QR code so everyone can go ahead and scan with their cameras on their phones. And as soon as you just scan it with your camera, it's going to pull up the link, and you go ahead and press that link, and it'll take you to a brief survey. So you go ahead and help us out. We can go ahead and clarify and let everyone know in the media about El Paso and its beauty and what's hidden beneath what the media tends to exaggerate. So let me go ahead and try and share my screen.
Yeah, you
here.
can share, man. You can share.
Oh gosh. I'm sorry. It's because this time I'm doing it off my phone, and I'm trying to see how it allows me here.
Yeah, it's always clunkier doing it that way. I did put the link in the chat, by the way, so it just opens up to the Google Doc that you have, the form, in case we need to. But also, you can also reference last week's episode when you went on, and find the timestamp, because our buddy Kit Ran always does wonderful timestamps for everyone. When you went on, I think you left one for you, but if you go to that time,
Yeah, I
you can
did.
you can just pause it on YouTube, and then you can just take a picture of it on your screen. And I shared it on our Instagram page. We'll share it on Facebook as well, and Twitter. But yeah, if you're interested in contributing to that, definitely check out the link there.
It's in last week's video. It's at from 1:11:45 to about 1:16:30.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I was trying to share my screen, and it accidentally made me leave the meeting. I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I was filling in. I was kind of mentioning that where they can find the image, because it is posted online and from last week's as well. So
okay, yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't seem to screen share at the moment, but if everyone could go ahead and go through that link that Richie went ahead and provided for everyone, it would be great. We're here open to everyone's ideas, cultures, and traditions, and we just want to hear what everyone has to say. Thank you, everyone, for your time, and thank you, Richie, for letting us allow to for the presentation, and to go ahead and see if we can get change the narrative here in El Paso.
hell yeah. Yeah, it's an important project. So I wanted to give you a little bit of space to do that again today, and we'll pass it back up to Khan. Take it away.
Hey. All right. That's awesome. Thank you for plugging that so we could take a part in that. Borderland's beautiful. It's got its own beauties that are just unique to having a borderland, so in so many ways. I miss it. Anyway, all right. So miss going outside. Anyway, we are on to, we are going, let's see, where are you from? Mr. Ed, we are going to Washington, D.C. to hear some awesome poetry and take a bite of the sun from Mr. Ed Charmer. Ed Charmer. Hey there.
Hey there. Everyone did a phenomenal job. Round of applause.
They are doing pretty freaking awesome. Heck yeah. How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. Woo!
Kicking ass. Okay.
I can feel the poetic energy from here. I'm feeling great. Just enjoying the poetic vibes. Yeah. Woo!
Awesome. Awesome, Lovey. I can't wait to hear what you have to share tonight. Eddie! Heck yeah, you got some people shouting you out in the chat. So please.
Ooh, love you.
Yeah. Do you think?
Okay. I got 3 pieces. One about slavery, and the other one's about growing up without a father, and the other one about space. So I'm going to begin. It's called The Sight of Freedom. Please, master, don't whip me. Just tell me what to do. I'm a tool. My body's weak, but my heart is brave. I'm your faithful slave. I don't know my name or age in this cursed hellhole. I have to respect you, but I loathe you with my soul. People think we sing like doves for our happiness and for the glorious paradise. This is hell where Satan's demons torture lost souls and they scream for Christ. I never used to be cold and broken vessel that shattered into dust. I feel only pain while I'm its servant and it's my lust. When I get whipped each day by a man that is so arrogant and corrupt with power, I can feel his scorching blows by the hour. I envy birds because they can fly anywhere they want to go. They have no owner and no one to tell them no. I know I live only once, so I'm going to escape and travel to the north, looking at the sight of freedom as I go forth. Thank you. And I got this. It's called Painful Legacy. My name with a clouded mind soaked with ideas of being misled, while my broken heart plotting thoughts of his misfortune of being dead. A faded legacy of a family member wishing to know everything about you, with the vision of an infamous man being a simple joke in the form of a tool. I'm a bastard from a man whose heart made from onyx or maybe granite, yet I crawl away from your shadow made from stupid shit. My faded life was not blissful, soft, or kind, but instead, it stacks you up, then round kicks you in the behind. I cry thunderstorms and hurricanes to howl your name, yet I feel so cold, bitter, and ashamed. I drink my salty tears like ageless wine, bitter beer, and spicy rum, while my wrathful heart beats faster than any war drum. The vast fissure in my mournful heart cries each and every day. Drown out the stinging ashes of the past, so hurtful, crazy, and gray. I'm just a lonely, dark shadow waiting for you in the past, yet you never there. Who am I kidding? Do you actually wholeheartedly care? Devilish kids saying whimsical jokes, stinging like acid rain. I pray for you to come while absorbing the scorching pain. Kids will be kids, yet their words scorch my fragile heart, my fragile soul. But it helps to open my eyes and swallow the pain sevenfold. The toxic smell of cigarettes paints a complete picture of you, Dad. It creates an impaling burden in my mind that makes me instantly sad. The vermilion-soaked needles and arrows poking away at my father's existence, trying my hardest to carry the burden of confusion off to the distance. Every Father's Day, I have no one to show my everlasting gratitude to, yet label being confused remnant in a pawn to a joke of the fool. Dad, doesn't my name or existence cross your brick-skulled mind? I guess not. Looks like I remain hazy, confused, and blind. The blackened sun still shines on this confused and heartful soul. Maybe in the future, I can have a pure son to hold. Thank you. Okay, I got one more. This is called Hey Cyrus. I behold your luminous soul, watching the planets coming align. Hearts turn to 100% gold. If I stare longer, I go eclipse blind. To me, you're out of this world. You're a marvel in space. Eyes glimmering than white pearls. I get lost in her unearthly grace. Hair is silky than the stardust. It's like the cosmos in your hands. She changes when she blushes in this boring, bland wonderland. Every time I stare at her, she stares inside of me. My words are quickly slur, but she smiles with glee. Eyes larger than Saturn's rings, the hearts of the galaxy. As she dances and sings, no need for massive gravity. Skin is shiny than Noah's light. The stars are her canvas. She sparkles in the pitch night, while I blow her a solar kiss. Her outfit bathed in twilight, heels as taller than mountains, nails covered in supernova white, the sparkling ball in all situations. She walks the night away, lost in Aurora's tune, watching her dance and play as her heels shine like spoons. She wears golden bracelets, flashiest things I ever seen, to warn off hungry misfits, yet she has eyes for me. Her voice is heavenly, something I never heard. My ears melt in ecstasy, captivating all including the birds. She goes inside her UFO, blowing a lunar kiss. My solar system explodes. Wow, a moment of celestial bliss. Thank you.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Man, Eddie,
Thank
damn.
you. Thank you.
Very nice,
Love you
Eddie.
guys. The
Very
poetic
nice,
energy.
man.
Woo!
Very nice, man.
Man, it's up in here tonight, man. We in here. We poets all over the world. Heck yeah. That was so great, Eddie. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming and share with us tonight, man. Tell us how we can follow you, love.
Sure, you can follow. Sure, no problem. You can follow me at Eddie Foreman on Facebook, and you can follow me at Ed Foreman92. And if you see poetry, if you hear poetry, any open mic, I will be there when the mic is right. Woo!
The mic is right. So that's right. Heck yeah. All right, Ed. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay.
I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
Poetastic. Poetlicious.
Poetastic. Poetlicious. I'm gonna write that down. Okay. All right. We are going to move on here to the shy one, to Peep Squawk. Forgive me if I don't remember if you're a lady or a gentleman, but if you are here, Peep Squawk, going once, going twice. Poetlicious. All right. Okay. All right. Let me move on here. Okay. Let's see. Get all this. Okay. So next we have Mr. Tezamok. Neither is Tezamok. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no smoke. I don't think he made it today. We missed him.
That sucks. Okay. Well, I was looking forward to him. Okay. All right. So we're coming back to El Paso, Texas, to my hummingbird, my sweet pea, Miss Patty, who her pen is just delicate and I want to say painful. I want to find a prettier word for pain if that's possible, but Patty, please come to the stage. Where are you, darling? I'm here. Patty! Dang it. Patty. She not here. I'm gonna cry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here you are. Hi, love. Hi, Patty. So glad to have you, baby. Hi. Take your time. Take a deep breath. We're here for you. You're in no kind of rush. You are desired and wanted and loved. Do your thing, baby.
Okay. Thank you for the intro. Sorry, super nervous today. Okay, just 2 pieces. Just gonna go through them really quick. First piece. Based on my timeline, I should have been dead long ago. The curve of my toes that clings to the pebbles of the dirt keep me stranded between a makeshift raft made out of clay that melts to the bottom of the ocean floor. The strands in my hair argue with the chaos of the wind as its thrashing of north and ground keep it drowning, but remind it that any given gust will be the torrent that makes us surrender, makes us ashes in the wind. And any given flame will be that flame, the one that torches the ends of our fingertips as the blood in us boils to rupture the very skin that was meant to keep us safe. Based on the prediction of every event before this, this timeline was due for an ending. A novel meant to be left unfinished, marked with the plague of a dropped red glass of wine on its pages. A book judged by the outline of its cover. It wasn't mesmerizing enough. It wasn't capturing. The cost was simply too high. The cost, it was too high. The strength in the limbs to uphold a dinner setting in which the world around is meant to indulge at the gratitude of the guest, only to have the scraps left behind at the station in which the mind corrects itself to tell oneself that this, the leftovers, is enough. All while you are not enough. First piece. Oh wait, there's more. Sorry, more to this. All because the second too late is too late, and a moment before it is too eager for the line at the bus station that circles around your destination but never drops you off. And while sitting there waiting and waiting, the mention of the timeline comes posted on the city bench. An advertisement of your life, a lost picture in your attic room, a message left unread. And based on the timeline, this moment wasn't there. Now it's over. Okay, second piece. I don't remember the moment. I don't remember the day when loving you meant unloving the curves of my silhouette. Don't remember when I started counting the steps I tried to take away from you. The moment when love tricked me into believing there were too many and I turned around. When did the reflection in the mirror stop looking back at me? When did I start to flip every single light switch up in an effort to create light in my own life in every turn I take? When did keeping you alive mean that I was meant to die? Remembering you means remembering the embraces in which I melted away the pain of day's troubles in the wake of your arms. Remembering you means remembering locked doors and broken guitar strings through a bruised eye. Because you said, love was meant to hurt in the same way in which love was meant to heal. Because you said it was love, and that word carried the weight of every steel bar I needed to mend my heart into a complete structure without knowing that steel still bends. Because as much as I repeat the word love in these words is as much as you repeated them to me when I told you that I no longer had any more of it to give. When I told you that the bones in my arms are broken from trying to uphold the perfect form. When I told you that I could no longer keep you alive without burying every last piece of myself. And you, the person who said that loved me, wrote the initials of my name on my own tombstone. Sent the neighbor boy to dig my grave and still handed me the shovel while telling me I didn't love you hard enough.
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
right.
I want to be like,
dig my grave. That's some cold shit.
Oof.
It's just cold shit the whole way through. You know, I want to tell you, Patty, to like, you know, to you don't, your poetic presence warrants you to not be so nervous. But I kind of like tonight, I kind of guess, I don't know if this makes sense, but I like your nervousness, if that makes sense. Because you approach your poems real, like, just very, yes, I love it. I love it. I love your pen, Patty. I love your delivery, and you take us in. I don't know if you know how awesome you is. Come on. Yes, but so I'm just loving on you because you're awesome. Yes. So thank you so much, my Patty Love. That's my Patty Love. She is from El Paso, Texas. Woo woo. One time. Okay. Ooh, awesome. Okay. And so I got all these notifications coming. Forgive me. We are coming back. Well, we're staying in El Paso. We're going to have Miss Lee come to the stage. Miss Lee, MS. Woo! Miss Lee! Woo! Where you at, Miss Lee?
Thank you, Kit.
Right.
Hi.
Hey, Lee. How you doing?
Good, good.
Good to see you, lovey. Heck yeah. Take the mic, baby. Do your thing.
All right. So I have, as always, something old, something new, something borrowed, and I'm always blue. So here it goes. So this is the old one. It's called Retrocognition. I was born the shape of a teardrop trickling down the ceiling of my mother's mouth and onto the word, spoken into existence, inked into being. And I witnessed it all, sitting on the back of a beat-up old car, red, the color of what was spilled from her lips months after. I knew of myself, but the vision did not last long enough to warn them of me, of the tainted puddles that I would turn into, given enough time. And what could I have said? Prevent myself from the cycle of condensation, precipitation, reassembly, faith, compression, into and onto myself over and over and over and over. So this is something old, something new. This is called kainotophobia, which is the fear of change. To fear the rapid waters of time, tirar concreto sobre su corriente just to stop it from flowing, restringir su acceso para controlar the growth and advancement. Is there a word for the fear al estancamiento, of the eternally muddied waters of same tomorrows, futuros sin futuro, solo eternos presentes? We should probably fear the boiling soup de lo mismo que hemos tenido para cenar todas las noches, leftovers from the past we cannot quite outgrow from. And then I just have something borrowed. I translated this. Let me read first the original. This is by K.Y. Robinson. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. And it's called The Chaos of Longing. And I'm reading Self-Sabotage. This is the original one. Self-sabotage. Healing requires every cell in your body, but I'm so used to dealing with myself in fragments. Sometimes I lift the scaff to revisit the pink flesh of pain to feel more alive. I don't know who I am without this bitter harvest of pain. Would I know what peace looked like if it gently knocked on my heart? Would I open the door or pretend I wasn't home? And this is my translation. Sanar requiere cada célula de tu cuerpo, pero estoy tan acostumbrada a pensar en mí en fragmentos. A veces arranco la costra para revisitar la piel rosa del dolor y sentirme viva. No sé quién soy sin esta agridulce cosecha de dolor. ¿Acaso sabría cómo se ve la paz si tocara gentilmente mi corazón? ¿Abriría yo la puerta o pretendería que no estoy? And again, it's by K.Y. Robinson, and it's The Chaos of Longing. Highly recommend it. I actually really like this book. And that's it for me.
You guys show Miss Lee some love. Yeah. Miss Lee, man.
Fantastic.
Awesome love. Thank you so much for coming and blessing the stage.
I do have now, I know last time I did, I was too lazy to get up and get this, so here it is, my stuff.
Yes!
Or you can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram. It's the easiest way. It's at the cadáveres_literarios. Or if not, on Facebook, it's just super easy to find me. It's Lee Martinez Soto, and from there you can find my other social media.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lovey. Yeah, thank you for hanging out and sharing some of your beautiful spirit with us. And the other part of our Lee and Kit twinship. You know what I mean? And we got Kit coming to the stage. Hey, Kit!
What's up? Hello.
Kit.
Hello.
Hey. How you doing, loves?
I am as you see me.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone who went before. Thank you to everyone who comes after. Thanks just in general. Like, I don't know. Y'all did something good. And thanks for that. You did something.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Two of mine and then the cover poem. Let's get into it, shall we? The Andromedan delegation, cocksure and azure, is optimistic ahead of the first truly representative Miss Universe competition. The betting markets do not share that optimism. Clelar Kanamit has a bipedal build and a striking bright blue face. She has been celebrated for her bravery in Teen Vogue in a feature piece with patronizing overtones that may have hardened her model steez into an actual scowl. There is a sizable Tumblr/fic community around her, and while her tweets are bitter and hostile, that happens to be what plays best on Twitter. There's a question that Earth's media has breezily skipped over that Clelar asks her agent, her handler, and her politician brother. Why the fuck do I have to prove myself to these pink and brown gawkers? Her agent tells her the money. Her handler tells her the exposure. Her brother rambles incoherently, something about Andromedan pride and intergalactic harmony, which sounds to her like a flat-out contradiction. She isn't lonely or forsaken, and even has some advantages. But some people don't even like redheads. Join me, please, in saying a soft and hopeful prayer for Clelar as she faces down our planet's insensate drive to make everything look like us. All right. And now the next one. I read this once before, but I wasn't happy with it. So I took it back to the body shop, pulled some dents out. We'll see if I like this. There's no guarantees in life. I might still hate it, but
Revise shit.
Revise. Yes. There we go. This is about observations I made in a haircut place a couple years ago. Remember haircut places? Remember places. I consider silence part of the bargain of the haircut. I am here to follow instructions. The woman with the white bob, 4 chairs over, obviously disagrees. It is not clear from what I can hear whether there is any tenet of life that we agree on, as she prevails upon her stylist to mutter assent. It's us against the drug-addicted baby killers, she says. And since she isn't looking closely at me, she must assume that I'm in the same us. I owe silence to the woman cutting my hair. I live by a very simple code. Never start a fight in a room where everybody else has razors. I look down at my book and mutter as many different acrostics as I can think of for the obscenity swelling in me. She leaves. She has left a flyer on the cashier's booth, an exhortation warning of human traffickers to be aware of victims. There is no clear methodology for spotting victims besides a black and white picture of Isabella Monier's character in Sicario, with text blocks in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese, presumably for the benefit of the restaurant next door. The Vietnamese section has question marks growing in the middle of words like pimples. She did not account for special characters. I am struggling in my head to diagram the mechanisms by which a parasitic hate convinces its host that it is actually benevolence. How someone can print a poor Google translation, leave it at the supercuts, certain that they have fired a shot in the war. If she saw me at all, she saw a fellow soldier, someone who shared her universal panic, a suffrant, impossible victim of the border emergency that is insisted upon like an urban legend. I owed the hair salon silence, but she benefited from my silence in invisible ways, as so often happens to her thin-skinned brood. Suppose I had no debts, public or private, and could stamp her forehead with her true name, tattooed with the blinding force of Adam, the 4 letters that succinctly sum up her whole deal. Would I feel better? Yes, I would. Absolutely. But this has to be about something other than my feelings. It's a war, an emergency at least. There's livers on the black market. There's a bird lady on YouTube telling kids to eat lye, and someone has to do something. So I did. While paying, I allowed the button of my cardigan to pick at the tape holding her flyer up until it fell quietly to the floor. I owe the hair salon silence, and frankly, so do you. Shut the fuck up. Let the nice people cut your hair. It is not you against the baby killers. It is you against yourself. You are preventing yourself from becoming human until you are no longer disgusted by all of us having 2 eye sockets, a heart, and a stomach. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry for cussing.
Man, that shit out.
Yeah. And for the cover poem, I picked this week. I picked Tracy K. Smith, former poet laureate, wonderful, powerful Black woman. She actually gave a reading here at about this time last year. I was there. It was great because the Spanish translation of her book was handled by someone who works at UTEP. I forget her name at the moment, but she did this wonderful piece. It's actually an erasure poem she made out of the Declaration of Independence. Called Declaration. He has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has plundered ravaged destroyed the lives of our, taking away our, abolishing our most valuable, and altering fundamentally the forms of our. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here, taken captive on the high seas to bear.
Woo!
Yeah.
Kid, damn it. Thank you. You are so awesome, love. Plug yourself. Tell us how we can keep up with you and follow you. Promo card alert! Woo!
I would love to. Instagram at Kit Ran Away. Twitter at Kit Talk Sports. Pretty self-explanatory, I would think. Kofi.com/KitRen. There's, at this point, about 40 essays about American football, like individual games. Just sort of telling the history of the game one game at a time. Kind of fun. If I recognize your name, I'll put you on the Facebook. If I don't recognize your name, sorry, it's just going to sit there. If you want to drop something in the tip jar, my PayPal is connected to my email address. If you want to just talk, that's my email address.
Awesome. Thank you, Kit. Thank you for those pieces. That was beautiful. Heck yeah. Passion assassin. Okay. Now we are moving on to going out to Denver here. Poets all over the U.S. We're going to Mr. Mike Sindler.
Hello,
How are you, sir?
people.
Hey there. Please take the mic, sir, when you're ready.
Say what? I'm all good. Obviously, we know why there's an echo going on. Yeah, this is quite the special day, and I've been happy to celebrate Martin Luther King Day for a long time, and I'm just especially happy to do it on a day when we're getting ready to have our first Black vice president, who's a woman as well, and that the minister of Dr. King's church is going to be the first Black senator from the South since Reconstruction. Despite all the horrible things in the world, there is hope. And with that, I'm going to read a poem that I was lucky enough to be able to read at the opening of art exhibit here in Denver a few years ago for the artist who I'm about to name. And this is called Shade for Mark Bradford. If you don't know who Mark Bradford is, look him up. What was is not what is. Layers pasted and torn back like the scar tissue that never heals. The black skin resilient yet aching from endless abuse. The cry of pain reaching out to cover the landscapes, broken, cracked, but indelible, even in the face of attempts to obliterate. The charred skin of bodies lynched and left to rot showed these marks, the wild and vicious slashings of floggings and canings as well. And still, no matter how much is torn away, how intense the attempt to obliterate, to desecrate and destroy, there remain patches of proud, pure black, stubbornly holding fast to the canvas of history, refusing to be negated, no matter how denigrated, how dismissed, how denatured, no matter how powerful the tug of forces straining to unlodge them and to pull them from the story, to rip out native tongues and leave a dark pool of silence. But within these dark, inky depths, this black swamp of memory, a song vibrates. Carried over burnt loam hills on fragile wings, wispy shadows lacing land with homespun pattern lending definition and dignity, anchoring chords of hope, notes of defiance, and resonating tones of resilient spirit. A song of knowledge decrying that dormant within this world of thin and brittle, pasty and paltry, faded and fading, damned and doomed prejudice, lying in wait in the cold shadow of shade, the soft, pure richness of black will persevere. And the next one I want to do, with all the wonderful, wonderful people who, as I say, we celebrate their ascension, there is one of the greatest of all time who we lost, who was one of Dr. King's closest friends and greatest allies, and this is for him. Bridge, a ringa for John Lewis. He gave more in a day than most do in a life, but he gave every day as if it was the last chance to pass the torch of love. He showed compassion while being kicked and beaten, never forgetting that the sickness that is hate can only be cured with love. He willed himself to transform anger to action, remaining peaceful with implacable courage and the soul of a healer. He was a bridge to the future, helping everyone cross over, his strong back never breaking, no matter the weight or pain. Bronze and stone statues will fall and be forgotten, fleeting monuments to valor or to hubris. His monument is progress. And I'm going to end up putting the hat on, and I'm just going to read my favorite poem in the world, which is Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I spent a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you finds it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now, for I still going, honey. I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Thank y'all very much.
Woo!
Much love for the hat and the Langston Hughes piece. It's always a beautiful experience to breathe in the breath of Langston Hughes. Always, peace.
That's right. That's right.
Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Wow. I didn't even know that. I mean, I don't even want to say that. I don't know that. I need my butt. Anyway, wow. I've heard that saying so many times. And then when you said it in the poem, it was just.
One of my really, really early memories is my mom actually sitting, like in our house, sort of we had these stairs that sort of revolved, and remember just sitting on my mom's lap and having her recite that to me as a little tiny kid. And it's like, that's why I'm a poet now, you know.
That's the poet magic right there. Thank you. Thank you so much. And an extra thank you for that poem for me. That was just everything. Please tell us how we can follow you. I know we can follow you here on
Basically,
Monday.
if you follow Brian around open mics, I'll probably be at most of them between
Heck yes.
him and Marissa and
Dane.
Trisha. Yeah, but if you follow them around, you'll probably find me.
Heck yes. Thank you, man. Whew, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Let's see where we're going now. Lord Jesus. Okay, we are. So this is a this person has been a part of me finding myself poetically in the last few months, finding my confidence, finding me, and a part of my Instagram family, poetically just pushing me in every way possible and listening and being there. So I'm so glad he showed up tonight. This is a good friend of mine. This is Professor X Poetry coming from South Carolina. Y'all give a whoop ting bam. I hope you're still here. I'm gonna start. Look, I'm gonna have to text.
Of course, I'm still here. Why would I abandon you?
Okay. I'm sorry. Right. Hi there. How are you?
I had to go put my hat on.
Yes, Derek.
I seen all the other kings.
Yeah.
With their hat on.
Look, I got all three of them right here at the top too.
I only put mine on to do cover poems.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just because it's a Ren thing.
Yep. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. But, thank you for taking time to hang out tonight and bless us with some of your poetic brilliance and beautifulness. And please take the mic when you are ready.
First and foremost, I want to introduce myself, man. I am Azar King, aka Professor X Poetry. Sometimes Azar 15 because my lyrics is laser beams. If you do want to donate to me, my cash app is $Azar 15 God. Always welcome donations, however it may be. And I want y'all to know, man, they try to make us believe that blacks and whites hate each other. But this is a clear sign that we don't hate each other. It's a lot of us that are teammates. You know, and as I was transcending here to Greenville today from Baltimore, I was looking at the bus itinerary, and they're sending a lot of buses to DC, man, because they're preparing for uprising. And I just want to tell y'all, man, this is all a smoke screen to get us off our journey. So don't fall for it. But other than that, let me get into this poetry. Shout out to one of my forefathers, man, Martin Luther King. Man, I feel like he came to me in a dream and talked to me and told me I was going to be great. So I've been trying to step into it ever since. This is called Peeking Through the Blinds. My name came actually from Martin Luther King because I look at him as Professor X and I look at Malcolm X as Magneto. And if you look at the similarities, you will see that, right? You know what I mean? Because Martin Luther King was saying he wanted to bring peace and Magneto said by any means necessary, right? But they both want the same thing and they want to be seen as equal. So this is called Peeking Through the Blinds. Guns aimed at our black, but not because we are black, but because they're trying to figure out the gene that keeps our superpower intact. Our means is necessary to peek through blinds of minds that find not guilty pleas for cops, murderous crimes. We in the middle of Malcolm where they X out our files of history, making our badges of achievement misery. The dreams of Martin have become obituaries in newspapers and missing faces on cartons, expecting us to dance to puppet string tunes like Carlton, but don't want us to grow to be fresh like a king, queen, princess, or prince. Modernized nooses come through exile, brick wall fence. How much longer we have to leave our cheeks turned before we show genuine concern? Because I'm tired of the locker room talk with Trump and Howard Stern. Chains still rest at the bottom of the sea, gurgling pleas from treasure chest case ancestry to be free. Keeping the monkey story going. 3 monkeys versus 3 pigs. Which end up dead? Had us hopscotch to another ship where they expect us to travel millions of miles off a Hansel and Gretel bread. Hysterical books buried beneath the poke like tools in the shed. Swords that are unread, souls unfed. So many snakes amongst the bushes without Jed. God damn, we amongst the walking dead. I guess it's cool to drive drunk, reckless, and high if you're a bear named Ted. The bill of it was left in the phone booth. Congress put on pinstripe suits, hiding their white cloaks, but still promote enslavement, generational wealth, and blacks as puss in the boots. Was it really one of us who bit from the forbidden fruit? Or is that what you say to justify the reason you shoot? Why do we continue to believe in the devil? All he knows is lies and far away from the truth. The cops aren't really for the people. Their badges shine KKK, screams death to young black boys, dry blood from kills, still looking for that shit to bleed blue. Don't want us to be gods, but dogs blindly looking for a clue. Told that it's not okay to be a heterosexual emotional black male. Only way it's possible is if I wear a tutu. These scars are like onesies upon a baby's flesh. So I constantly peek through the blinds to make sure that I'm not next. By any means necessary to not let these devils take my last breath. This completes me getting it the fuck off my chest. And that's that first piece, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the next one. This is called The Blind Truth. As I look in the mirror, I see images of my past ancestors who have been beaten, battered, bruised, set on fire, hung by the noose. The slicing of the wounds of my black queens. A child never to be born and shattered dreams. I stand amongst fallen kings. I'm on the cliff of Malcolm X, ready by any means. Enraged and pain stricken by these visions. Conscious of the unconscious in their decisions. Disappointed myself because I became a slave and a victim of prison. These days they define their injustices by using religion. Listen, they even subtitle white nationalists rather than calling it what it really is. The white supremacists or the Ku Klux Klan. Every day they're trying to make my people feel less than a man or one man. Damn, how do we fall victim to such destructive plan? The stratosphere of racism and oppression within the Congression with no discretion. And they use the vicinity of schools dressing up as Jews, but really as tools. And the illusions, the buzz that come constantly televised. So if we don't stand for anything and fall for everything, then when something drastic is manifested, why do we act so surprised? It's because we've been sleepwalking with blinders over our third eyes. Who wants to be black when we're made to believe we're only capable of certain things in life? Rappers, trappers, gun clappers, backstabbers, strippers. Mrs. have become misters. Bros have turned into sisters. Dream makers have become making dream wishes. Lies and false smoke screens like blunts from swishers. Cop brutality making young black men memories on pictures. CNN cause talking about the grand reasons, bloodthirsty ass kids. Attorney General talking extensive prison bids. Rapid gunfire making America KKK no place for blacks and Mexicans to live. This is all a bunch of bullshit. I've been walking this earth for 35 years, and my people in Africa are still hungry. But you got these infomercials talking about donate 8 cents a day. I find it real strange and not funny. And if this is where I came from, then how come today you don't see blacks transforming from a monkey? Come on, man, I ain't no dummy. That's like trying to convince me that in Philadelphia it's always sunny. And when this is published, they're probably gonna say I'm a black supremacist or some type of nemesis. Nah. I'm just trying to make minds work like a gymnast because I born lead my people from lives of divisionists. For 400 years, they have kept us caged, disengaged, and painted pictures that we are a plague. And when it comes to true about who we used to be, they made that story real vague. And when it comes to my people being trapped in America, they are so lost. They can say the exact price on a pair of J's. Damn, I'm so amazed. This is more than the movie 12 Years a Slave, and we the opening act while they sit behind stage. Tell me we're gonna break free of this phase, because we have been duped ourselves to believe the chains have been broken. When they've been tightened around our neck, move like puppets on strings, minds and constant train wrecks, and the government of real pimps creating magic tricks like carbonara effects. And tell me, when are my black brothers gonna start being real fathers and stop having chests up as doubles in their paycheck? At this point in my life, I can care less about your respect because I own birthrights and destiny neglect. I think it's time to put these realities in check. This is the blind truth we just met. Now dissect and reflect. Peace.
Oh, come through, Azar, come through. That's how you rip, homie.
How you rip that. You take it and you rip it like that. Yes. Thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Follow me at Azar King 3 on Instagram. Listen, I need all y'all right now. Right now, I'm in the competition to be able to perform at this year's Super Bowl. If I get 10 votes, that secures the slot. If I get 100 votes, that secures the slot for me to perform at the Super Bowl and this year's BET Awards. Come on, y'all, let's get this win so we can be in the building and represent for poets across the world, man, for real. And I appreciate y'all. The link and stuff is on my page on my Instagram.
Yeah, put your
thing
in there, man. We'll vote for you.
Put it in
we'll vote for you.
No doubt.
In the chat. And then you gotta
put it in
your
the chat,
handle
man.
in there
We're on
too.
you. We're there for you.
No doubt, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. Love y'all, man. Peace.
Poet magic, poets all over the world. Thank you, Kay. Appreciate you coming, show support, and hanging out for the MLK Day. Thank you, Levy.
Carolina.
Yeah, right. Poets all over the U.S. Woo woo. Heck yeah. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm feeling the love tonight. It's beautiful. Thank y'all. This is great. This is the dream right here. Us doing this. You know what I mean? So next we have. Look, let me check all my notes. Okay. We have Unmesh. Woo woo. Hi. Is she? Hey. Is Unmesh here? No,
I think it might have taken off. I think it might have taken off.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, poo.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay. Next. Coming all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I hope it's Albuquerque and not the other one. Please don't go off on me. We got motherfucking Melissa in the building. Put your hands to the ceiling. This is my new poet friend right here. I love you so much. You know, the beautiful thing about hosts is we have to be completely just turned up, enthusiastic, kind of, you know, a little uncomfortable to people maybe all the time. And that's just, when I met you, I was just like, yes, I just love her enthusiasm. She's just poet, just ecstatic. So yes, baby, I'm so glad.
Oh my gosh.
Mother.
You, oh my gosh. And you look so beautiful tonight. I've been wanting to say, I'm like, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful.
Oh,
so I'm
thank
so
you.
glad I got
Thank
to
you. Thank you. Please
hang
take
on,
the
let me
mic,
change
Lovey.
my view. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of really heavy duty poems, and I'm kind of like I'm kind of really, really exhausted from doing really heavy duty poems. So I'm gonna do a couple of poems from this really kind of sweet, lovey-dovey chapbook, but it didn't end well, but it started well. So I'm gonna start on the well, some of the well poems. This first one is titled Break Lights. Your eyes swim with mine. Every thrust of your body inside me, flooding back time to the breath that catches between our mouths. Our taste. The splashing sound crashes through our movements, splitting my body on your leather couch like lightning in this desert land. The unrelenting whip of time thrashes across my back again. Never enough time again. Never enough touch to fill the ailments of your absence again. Never enough of you to soak up, bask in, last in love, always, somehow, always loved in your arms. Mouth moves over my skin and I am revived, untied, untangled in your embrace, your face against mine, your chest breathing into mine, your fingers find faded love between my legs. How can I not stay? How can I not beg to be lost again today? Because I don't feel lost standing in front of you. I don't feel lost as your smell becomes mine. I don't feel invisible as your eyes soak in my naked skin. The hands of time melt into this inferno, this insistent pull to you. I only find myself astray when I drive away down that long downhill street. leaving myself behind again. No sitter for abandoned belief again. Oh God, how I hate leaving you. Leaving myself, leaving hope, leaving our treasured time behind. See your eyes only through my mind, feel your body on me still. Be still, my heart, precious, fragile heart. So that's the first one. And if you're down, I'll read you another one. So this is the next to last one in the book. And so I think kind of towards the end of the book became like super bitter, but this was a really sweet poem. I like this poem a lot. It's titled Wishful Thinking. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem, where the immediate undertow totally sweeps my body from my feet, frantic sweating, panic at the newness of someone new. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem, where someone sees each outstanding detail of me, where their eyes take me in and their crushing curiosity completely disarms me. Oh, what a safe space to fall might be. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem, a calm rush of passion poured into a mic from the mouth of a man who has found me, finally, freed me from this bit in my mouth, finally, dared to stare into the ocean of my eyes and fall with me. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem, where every inch of my skin is kissed by the sweet lips of conscious kindness, touched by the hands of a master carver, uncovering beauty beneath this bark, shaping a future to fall into, like a king-size bed, like a king-size hotel bed at a beachfront resort. Breakfast in bed. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem that eviscerates every thought of what love should be and rewrites my poetry with what love is, not with a pencil or a pen, not with a marker or a brush, but rather each time he holds me close, kisses me deeply, loves me completely, belonging completely to each other. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem as a whole woman, not a fractured person, where your art of love is made as much to my soul as deep inside my body. No more hiding or crying. Safe, secure, not shackled by the invisible tether. Oh, sorry, not by shackles, but by the invisible tether of one soul to another. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem, where even in the dark trenches of uncertainty, beauty can still make its way to the surface, even with the bittersweet memories of you linger still in the scratching of my pen. I can deliver the damaging line of how much I don't miss you. I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco poem, where even when you're gone, my words still clamor in your head. And when you stumble upon a poem I wrote for you, you will remember my voice as it left my body, how I felt inside your arms. My smell will fill your memory. My taste will find your tongue again. And then, just gone.
Yeah, Marissa! Woo-hoo! Motherfucking Marissa, god motherfucker. Damn it. That's
Yeah.
That's a whole chapbook of those. I got so good. Thank you.
Makes for some of the beautifulest poetry. And you take your time with it. You know, allow us to soak in the images. And then you're giving an ode to a poet, right? Rudy Francisco, am I wrong?
Yes, because he writes. Did you ever hear his poem about he's like writing about the woman at the coffee shop, and he imagines what she's like, and he's never actually talked to her, right? Like, and he's talking about this woman, and you're like, oh my God, do people really think like this? Like, it was so
Oh man,
love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He said
poem.
he said I want to be her ex-boyfriend's stuntman. Of course I know that
Yes,
poem.
and
That
do all
guy
the
is
things that he didn't have the
incredible,
courage to
man.
do, right?
Incredible.
Yes, and I'm like, I want to be loved like a Rudy Francisco.
Is that the one
poem,
where he
right?
says, I will make your skin sing songs your lips don't even know the words to? Oh
That
damn.
is just the biggest honor to honor somebody's work. But I mean, and then you're talking about his work like I don't know how to describe it, like it's abstract, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but comparing it to like a means of like, I'm gonna Rudy Francisco that shit, like I'm gonna detail it, you know what I mean?
Like he delivered this line in one of his poems about how he doesn't miss this woman, right? And that's why I was like, I said, where is it? It said, even when the bittersweet memories of you linger in the scratching of my pen, I can deliver the damaging line of how much I don't miss you, because he talks about not missing her, like in one of his poems. It's so fucking amazing. I'm like, yeah, I don't miss you either, right?
So good. So awesome, baby. Tell us how we can support you. Tell us what you got going on, motherfucking Marissa. What is going on?
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. You can find me on Facebook and IG on Prada Poetry and Painting on IG, Marissa Prada on Facebook. Also, I author Poetography 505 on Facebook, and I co-author The Word Is Right, WRITE. And we have incredible events coming up in which Elemental and Poet Khan are going to be a part of in February. So like, we got to get going, getting all this stuff out there, because there's some amazing people in the lineup, amazing features, amazing workshops, amazing events. You guys gotta just come out.
It's all kind of poetasticness. Heck yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, man. So glad to see you in our not an hour. Well, but glad to have you here is what I'm saying. Thank you, sweet pea. Heck yeah.
Yo, you muted yourself again. I don't know how you're slapping your computer and muting yourself.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, I'm back. So I was saying, thank you, Marissa. And okay, next we have Christine. Came on back to Texas, and we have the awesome Christine going to share with us tonight. Come on in here, Christine. Is my thing muted? I'm just kidding. It's not. She's not here. Did I miss it?
I saw her. Sorry. Hi.
Hey, Gabrielle. How you doing? Doing good.
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Good to see your face. Good to see you. I'm glad we get to get some Christine tonight. Dang it. So yes, take it over, girlie. Do your thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There's a song I wanted to share today that excuse me, I fell in love with. Hi, Christine. Hello, everyone. It's a song from Mary Poppins Returns. So it's a little, cheesy or whatever, but it's a song that has a lot of meaning for me, and a movie that has a lot of meaning for me as well. And so today, I think what it represents is encouragement and hope in times of loss. So I just kind of want to share that and just encourage anyone listening who may have lost something, someone, something that may be considered lost. So this song is The Place Where the Lost Things Go. So when you need her touch and loving gaze, gone but not forgotten is the perfect phrase. Smiling from a star that she makes glow. Trust she's always there, watching as you grow. Find her in the place where the lost things go.
Sorry.
All right.
That
Go.
was beautiful, man. So
Yes.
many of us needed to hear that.
You got game, girl. I just can't
That's
hide
it.
it. You got game.
Skills. Look.
That was nice.
That was beautiful. Heck yeah. You would you like to share something else?
That's all for today. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right, lovey. Thank you so much, Christine. You're always a treat.
You're so beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful and awesome. Yes. Thank you, Christine. Heck yes. All right. So we poets all over the world. Where we going now? Awesome. Okay. Dum-dum-dum. So this is every inspirer needs an inspirer, and this is mine. This is my really close buddy, twin poet friend here that I've met recently that don't let me slip and always pours into me. And I appreciate that you came out tonight. All my friends coming out to hang out with me tonight. Y'all give it up for Elemental. You are in for a treat.
Yes, Elemental. Woo-woo.
And I just want to say, you got the whiz on the back of you. I will sing the whole movie. Okay, I'm leaving it alone. That is a beautiful background. I'm just going to say you did that for me, and thanks. Heck yeah. How are you, love? Please.
I'm good. I'm good. Peace and blessings to all the poets, to all the folks. You know, I have to say, Christine is a hard act to follow, no doubt. The way she puts on, you know, tickles that ivory, it's incredible. Her voice, everything, you know, seriously. Marissa Prada's incredible. Like, you know, you folks are really incredible, man. I'm really humbled to be here. So let me just say this to Khan, who also inspires me. You know, this background, this is all an inspiration from my mom. Shout out my moms. We were talking recently, and she dropped this bug in my ear. So my backgrounds are always connected. So this poem is actually about the whiz. So hopefully I did it justice. Let's get it. The storm, hiding all over everything like a blanket of suffocation, stole more than her breath, but gave her a dream. Trusty sidekick in tow, she was swept into a munchkin land where magic and wishes were heavier than letters falling from the sky. The natives came alive. From being trapped in graffiti stasis by a wicked witch, they cheered her arrival and the demise of this beast of the East. She stands mesmerized. Them is one. Descended upon them like sugar, crash landing into a bowl of cereal, said, "My babies, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways." Said, "What is a whiz?" Why, he's the ultimate, the X-quotient, the new math, the common denominator, bottom line, honey, numero uno. pointed Dorothy in the direction of the Emerald City to seek her savior, came upon a pitiful patch of corn, guarded by a poor excuse for a scarecrow with a band of crows causing all sorts of ruckus. Tried to spit logic to these birds. Bacon, they said once over lightly, please. Told him to roll his ass with Cicero quotes to anywhere but there. But Toto, oh you little shih tzu, came through like gangbusters. Their fiendish feathers were all that was left. They eased on down the path, paved with the brightest dreams, dancing to a song of exuberance. The nucleus was set. They came across a frown, turned upside down, heard his screams of agony, said, slide some oil to me. That lubrication, the rejuvenation, that, yes, Lord, today is that day, because a teeny sat on everything he loved and called it none of that matters, said a heart never beats in this echoless chamber. But the whiz, oh, he's a game changer, said, why don't we become three? Let's journey to our dreams comes true. Found a statue of a gallant lion. Guarding the gates of justice, he roared with the reverence of a king, said, don't you know me? I'm Fleetwood, Coupe de Ville. I'm the purr and perfect, the mean in my demeanor. I'm the king of swing on the vines in this jungle. Can you dig it, baby? But with no courage, I have no throne to suit this crown. One more makes four, let's 10 toes this road and get down with the get down. The perfect blend of rhythm and blues, plowing down the tracks like a midnight train in Georgia. Tussled with poison poppies and the winged minions of Eveline, the hostess with the mostest, the wicked witch of sunsets and everything dripping in wickedness. Don't bring me no bad news. Said, you have what's mine and shall release it, or your band of misfits will be greatly depleted. I mean it. Found the fire and pulled it. Melted her mites like chocolate in double boilers, flushed down the very throne she sat upon. Found the right mix of bashful bastards basking in the glow of Dorothy to smite this mistress of midnight. On to Oz, off to see the whiz and all his wizardness. The granter of wishes, this genie of genius who makes nothing of never, got to the gate, said, we will not be moved. Go inside and found the groove was more Quincy than Jones. Heard the horns blow, color configurations change like dance sequences. They transform prisms into prominence. Finagled an audience with a sorcerer supreme to Stephen Strange these foreign lands into home, but he was nothing more than a man, a master of flim-flam, carried on the winds of change to this existence. At the moment of their hearts breaking, she appeared like a guiding light, like soap operas. Glinda, the good witch of gleaming gems and the reflections of a star, said, you have the key. Click your heels into nevermore, spark the ignitions of goodbye, and remember they never existed. You are home. This is your family. Never left the shores of your perfect dreamscape. This is not goodbye. This is whiz. This Oz. This is forever. Sweet dreams.
Yes, elemental. Yes.
Oh man, wow. Oh wow. Yes.
Incredibly beautiful, man.
Play the flute, play the horn, play the drum, play the sax. That was. And if you haven't seen The Wiz, watch it for me. Okay, it's my favorite movie of I was gonna just bust out and start singing it, but I'm gonna move on. Well, would you like to share something else with us?
Yo. I've told you before, it takes a certain amount of energy to exude certain things, man. Like I can't, man. Like, yo.
That's
like,
it.
Yeah.
That was it.
I mean, you know what? You know why? Because that is so it's so new. Like it's still on my fingertips. It's so new. Like it's not even dry in a sense of it's still on my fingertips. Like it's still dripping from my fingertips. So, you know,
Wow.
I'm still kind of breathing that poem into existence. So I truly appreciate all of you listening and being here as that poem came to life. So I truly, truly appreciate you. Really. And again, I hope I did the whiz justice. Truly, truly, truly.
You get in way over your head and you only got yourself to blame, 'cause you can't win, child. You can't break even and you can't get out of the game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's Michael Jackson's right there, baby. I had to. I would sing the whole movie. Anyway, all right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all, man. This means so much to me, man. Us just being here and supporting and loving each other. Us agreeing to agree. I love y'all for this, man. So thank you for that. Okay, we are moving on our awesome cosmic night of grateful awesomeness to we is going to Miami. Hey, Port of Miami. We're going to Miami to hear from Mr. Marcos Cervantes.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hi, darling. You are a new face. Well, I haven't seen you. How are you?
I'm in Miami this weekend. So many wonderful poets, man. It's hard to follow any of you guys. I'm just gonna get right to it. I put my headphones on with no sound, so no one knows I'm listening. My head bounces to the beat of the universe and eyes inside joke. Dawn greets me with a cold whisper. The sun peeks over the leafy horizon. The trees know where God is. Stretching their legs is a win-win. They seem to wave at the clouds that rumble over like puffy digits, tapping in a Morse code or clocking in partners in shade. The sun's coming out. She seems okay with the conspiracy rising. God damn it, I want to shine like that, without apology, without a shadow of judgment, without a care of who she shines on, because they always pray and then wait and then thank her in the morning when she touches their face. Maybe the cost of being a light that bright is just not having a choice. See, I'm a life coach. And sometimes I imagine that the sun and I were in a session where I would ask, what is the one thing you would want everyone to know? She says, no one fucks with me. I mean, really, no one fucks with me or gives back or asks me if I'm okay. In order to be, I have to collapse on the inside, and I've been dying for so long. That's just what's required. And I wasn't asked if I wanted a job. I woke up like this before Beyonce, before your equations, before your theories you made up, no makeup, so breathtakingly, breakingly beautiful, yet so easily taken for granted. Listen. The brokenness you feel on the inside makes you that much more beautiful, and it's okay if no one sees it. Eventually they will, but at that point you won't care, because being beautifully you has nothing to do with them at all. I love the sun. She gives at the cost of her own existence to be herself. The least I can do is be better than I was yesterday. Find the ray of my answered prayer peeking through. Let it touch my skin and say thank you. That's that piece. Thank you. That's all I got.
Nice.
Man.
Damn. Homie. Fire. That's how you come through and drop it off on them. That's how you do it.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Well, hell and damn, okay? You know, damn. Just that was wonderful. That was really good. That was really awesome. Please plug yourself up. Tell us how we can follow you and get some more of that.
So I am a trauma-informed life coach who facilitates healing through creative facilitation. And my Instagram is @LifeJuggernaut, because we are all unstoppable, or we are in the process of finding our unstoppable selves in our journey to unattach from our ego that keeps us from freedom.
Tell the people, tell it. Awesome. Thank you for your work. And
hey, I appreciate you letting me get on. Since I signed up so late, I thank you so much.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Heck yeah. Let's see. All right. Next we have Miss Catherine Gilbert from New Mexico. Hey.
Hi. How is everyone?
Hi, Miss Catherine. How you doing? Hey, it's good to see you smile.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited.
Heck yeah.
My dear friend Leslie Becker has I gotta like minimize this because my entire face is here. Okay, there we go. You know, like anyway, so my dear friend Leslie Becker has been talking about this this gathering for a while, and she's been inviting me, and I've been super shy. I'm a classically trained cellist, and I'm going to read a few poems by other people. So I hope that you love it. And I'll start with a poem by Billy Collins. This was a book that was given to me, gosh, a few months after my mom died. And my mother passed almost 10 years ago this February. And I never understood why this person gave me this book. And she said, look at this one poem. I'm, you know, classically trained cellist, and this poem speaks to a cellist, and it's also speaking to the hope of love and the hope of being loved and the hope of loving again. So I'll do my justice. And then after that, I have a little bit of a stronger poem by Maya Angelou that I'd like to share. All right. So by Billy Collins, Love. The boy at the far end of the train car kept looking behind him, as if he were afraid or expecting someone. And then she appeared in the glass door of the forward car, and he rose and opened the door and let her in. And she entered the car carrying a large black case in the unmistakable shape of a cello. She looked like an angel with a high forehead and somber eyes, and her hair was tied up behind her neck with a black bow. And because of all that, he seemed a little awkward in his happiness to see her, whereas she was simply there, perfectly existing as a creature with a soft face who played the cello. And the reason I am writing this on the back of a manila envelope, now that they have left the train together, is to tell you that when she turned to lift the large, delicate cello onto the overhead rack, I saw him looking up to her and what she was doing, the way the eyes of saints are painted when they are looking up at God, when he is doing something remarkable, something that identifies him as God. You know, truth be told, I don't still understand what that whole poem means. I have a small inkling of an understanding, but let's get into more serious things. Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. I want to just like make a note here. I don't tell a lot of people this. I have lovingly spoken out against a manager who used to manage me in a workplace situation where he sexually assaulted and harassed me repeatedly. And I finally got sick of it. I had people like Leslie vying for me and telling me that this was not okay. And I had to speak up. And I got to tell you, it's one of the most terrifying things I've ever been through. And I've been through some terrifying things. So for any of you that are going through terrifying things, take this as it resonates, leave what doesn't resonate. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind the nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak. I wondrously, blah, 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 sorry. I into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. I hope that's not too aggressive or too off-putting.
That was absolutely
perfect.
Wonderful. That was your declaration of claiming your woman back.
Yeah, ain't no woman gotta like fuck nah. We don't have to handle this. Anyone, women, color of anything. We don't have to. This is a time where we recreate everything. I'm just gonna stop talking now. Thank you.
Okay, baby, you did wonderful. Thank you so much. You know, sometimes okay. All right, man, that was great. That was fantastic. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. Thank you, Leslie, for being an awesome ass friend and telling your friend to come share with us tonight. That means everything. I know you know because we've set up afterwards and talked, and you need someone to talk to, you know, and thank you for guiding her to us with your, you know, damn, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just all choked up a little bit. All right. That was great. Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see who we got next. All right, Callie, one time. We are bringing up to the stage Mr. Grown Man Speed, who is also one of my poet, awesome buddy, poet inspiration, awesome, always got my back buddy friends. So, hey, Grown Man Speed, how are you? Am I on? Okay.
I'm chilling. I can hear you. We in the building though.
Man, we in here, man. Dang it. I'm so glad you in here. We is in here. Man, poets all over the world. Heck yeah. Yes. Please take the mic when you're ready, lovely.
All right. Middle passage. As the dank, dark, tormented, overfilled underbelly of the ship echoed with sounds of ancestors, the eminence within the darkness cried out, as bodies old and young withered, their spirits worn and tethered together. No calm recollection of tomorrows will arise, only the cold, stark reality of today, with a terrifying sense of being lost, being held captive by the overseers, faced with an uncertain reality, either adapt or die trying, survive or be crushed by the weight of oppression, beings both bound and chained, their memories of freedoms past lingering inside of their confused minds, obviously thinking, how did we get here? How will we get ourselves out of this? And what does the future hold? Yesterday is gone and we're caught up in the loop. Tomorrow is on the way as another one bites the dust. This one's dedicated to all those who didn't make it to see dry land again, never getting to see the lands they were being taken to or seeing the lands they were being taken from. Brown bodies stolen from home, taken from the motherland, torn from a mother's loving arms and hands. Now fast forward to present day. This is where the situation turns gray as the gray steel gate slams shut behind a young black man as the free air at his back leaves. Yet another lost young soul, another victim entering the machine. Devastating are the desired effects of a system designed to annihilate, crush, and destroy the willpower and the psyche of these devalued lives. Some who survived became dragons, others simply became lambs. No confines, but mentally confined, relearning how to be free. This one's dedicated to the God that they created. Why hast thou forsaken us? Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. One. I'm gonna keep going.
I'm sorry, I'm a little speechless. Go ahead.
In the city, a cool night invites chaos as the warm pavement inhales the madness of drunkards and druggies and others resembling zombies walking dead-eyed into the night. As the clear nights, the sky reveals many stars as they sparkle, shining like diamonds. The innocents pass through the minefield unknowingly. Energy high, street smarts low, the golden rule. Remember to stay together. Chaos rules this small, defiant corner of ours in small town USA. In each and every city, there are plenty of corners which may or may not resemble this. As the search goes on, the hunger grows. You find it, you want more. You go back and forth from love to hate, need, then want. You chase it, losing yourself. What's your true intention? Then replace it with another. We are all innocents at one point in time, and yet now we all occupy the same space in the city. This corner of the earth is where all things happen, the start and the finish, the beginning and the end. In the city which never sleeps, the cycle simply repeats. Tick tock, tick tock. 2.
Yes, man. Thank you, Grown Man Speed. Heck yes, love you.
The last one is this one. I was born down by the river, and for better or worse, young, gifted, and black, but dipped in gold first, I remain blessed and highly favored as the Most High shines his light upon me. Absolutely, life is still worth living, melanin drenched, filled with riches. Taking every single chance that I'm given, I was gifted with this melanin, and my blackness is never a curse. I'm cursed only by my insecurities, and they don't stand a motherfucking chance because they don't really know the Gemini man living inside of me, as greatness always shines through. This melanin be the reason that I do what I do. World acting like if they don't know, which is why I continue to do what I do, good melanin strain. Wisdom keeps leaking too. Young, gifted, and black, down by the river was born I. 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Heck yeah, Kelly, one time. Plug yourself for us, lovey. Tell us how we can support you, Grown Man Speed.
Support me by keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Yeah, I'm Grown Man Speed on Instagram. I am Gregory Speed Senior on Facebook. I have a book on Amazon, Hidden Perfectly in Plain Sight. I have T-shirts. You can send me a message. Oh, there's the book right there, Poet Khan.
Yeah, I'm plugging.
Yeah, that's all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Heck yeah. Let's see. Okay. Next we have Mr. Nico Silva.
I am here. Thank you all so much for having this event.
Yes, please jump right into it, love. Glad to have you tonight.
Okay, so let me get the image. Well, for some reason it's not showing up, so I'm going to use just another image. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
So I don't know if that's like, from research or if it's true, but, definitely insulin is something that we need to talk about as a country and as a healthcare system. So what I actually wanted to show was the cover of Swallow the Fish by Gabrielle Seville. And I'm reading it for a class right now. And I just wanted to read an excerpt from it. It's not necessarily poetry or anything, but I just thought it was an interesting excerpt. A few weeks ago, I thought I would never make other performance again. An amazing thought. For the past 7 years, now over a decade, almost 15 years. My goodness, it takes a long time to finish a book. I have made performance art pieces, poetry, and conceptual art, and this work has been a major part of my life. I've received grants, pursued collaborations, participated in a community. Performance art is how many folks where I live know me. This year, I've been lining up talks about my work, thinking about ways to grow as an artist, show more in exhibits, professionalize. I've built a website with video clips and pictures and quotes from commentators. I've perused books, pored over images, and watched videos in special collections. I've gathered up equipment, a laptop computer from work, a portable printer, a tiny, beautiful video camera my sister gave me for Christmas, ready to take it all to the next level. After working overtime, teaching overloads, paying off debt, selling off furniture, and stockpiling money, I'm here in the middle of my sabbatical, traveling, thinking, and trying to write this book about me and performance. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Nico. Heck yeah. I appreciate you bringing up the health conversation. It's something we got to talk about. So I appreciate you being passionate on that. And tell us how we can support you, love. What you got going on?
Oh, definitely. So actually the book is by a Black performance artist, so I just wanted to highlight that. And then for me, I'm Nico Silva SW, NICO SILV as in Victor A SW on Instagram.
All right. Thank you, Nico. Are you in El Paso, Lovey? Did I read that? You're not in El Paso, are you?
I'm everywhere. Just kidding.
Right. Okay. We'll talk about it. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for coming by tonight, Nico. Appreciate you. Okay, next we are going to Virginia to Mr. Speaker. Woo, 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 woo.
Good evening.
How you doing tonight, Mr. Speaker?
Doing good. Doing good.
Doing good. Doing good. So glad to have you in the place to be. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me hand you the mics. You can keep it hype.
Prison rules. The names in this particular poem, well, they've been changed to protect the guilty. Back in the day, there was a young man called Little Captain who lived in the hood. No father, but plenty of sisters and brothers. So he did some things that could have been misunderstood. See, for protection, he joined the gang. To fit in, he started to speak slang, kicked out of school because he liked to bang out late at night is where he liked to hang in for money. Well, that crack, he began to slang because see, robbery and murder, They were not his thing, nor were they in his blood. See, my man, Little Kevin, was a common, everyday DC street thug. By 16, he was the man. And by 18, he was a leader by natural selection. Had a baby on the way because, see, he refused to use protection. He was still living with his mother when he had his second kid. But see, that's when he got popped and sent up the river to serve a 10-year bid. See, that first night, Little Kevin called hell in the cell he was in. He went from being the man to being somebody's girlfriend, brutally gang raped, assaulted, violated. Modern slavery was what he faced. He was forced to follow prison rules if he ever wanted to walk out of that place. There were many rules he had to follow, but I will only highlight 3. The first rule was Little Kevin had to sit down. Absolutely no standing while he peed. This might not sound like a lot, but stay with me if you can. See, sitting down to pee sends a psychological message that, boy, you are not a man. The second rule was easy to follow while serving time because Little Kevin's lover told him, what's yours is mine. Everything Little Kevin owned belonged to his man. His food, his clothes, and even his life were in another man's hands. But see, that third rule, that's the reason why I'm standing here with my tongue wagging. Because for the next 10 years, Little Kevin was forced to walk around that prison with his pants sagging. Check it out. Sagging pants is like wearing a wedding ring when you're in jail. It lets everyone know that somebody already owns and controls your tail. This also gave his man the ability to always see Little Kevin's butt, and it gave him easy access. You know, when he wanted to get that nut, so for 10 years, Little Kevin lived like this so that he would not be beat. He followed prison rules, and the day came when he was able to re-enter these exact streets. So from street king to jailhouse queen, now he was an actual hood legend to the youth. See, Little Kevin's prison lover was locked up for life, so he would never be able to get out and tell y'all the real truth. Little Kevin's body was free, but his mind was still in jail as he was on the streets bragging. So he continued to sit down on the toilet to pee, and he kept on wearing his pants sagging. The youth saw Little Kevin as a hero, a role model, a legend who followed no rules, so they copied his style, those sagging pants, because it was perceived as being cool. So when you see young people out there wearing their pants low, you now know the truth. And you need to recognize the impact people like Little Kevin and his prison lover have on today's youth. In peace. All right.
Did you want to share another one? I apologize. Oh man, that just hit me all in the chest. I appreciate your brutally honesty, you know, just shining a light on something that's just gruesome for the ones that can't.
Yeah, it's weird.
Thank you so much.
You appreciate it. Some don't, but that's okay.
Did you want to share another one? I'm sorry.
Got it right here. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Where is the love? Where is the love? 2 November is the date when it actually broke. Who ever said love was unconventional must have been telling a daggone joke. How do you fix or mend a broken heart? When was the last time you saw some repair parts? The only medication that comes close to providing some relief to this pain are stiff shots of liquor and some of that good old Mary Jane. Because see, the heart obeys none of my commands, does not agree to my plans, beats with no hands, bows to none of my demands. My wishes, my heart does not honor or understand, and does not always approve of my friends. The heart has 4 chambers and no maids. Its own agenda with no blockade, pumps oxygen of the highest grades, and love makes my heart completely afraid. So I take this step in faith in search of that mystical and magical thing called love. In peace.
The speaker. Oh man, tell us how we can keep up with you, love. What you got going on? That for your pieces were wonderful. Absolutely, it's always a pleasure having you on. Yes, please tell us how we can follow you.
You following poetry, you following me, because I'm following poetry. So let's go.
Heck yeah. Wherever poetry be, you'll find me. You feel me? I love it. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Appreciate you. All right. Woo. Oh, we going back to Boeing, back to Cali. I said Boeing. Did y'all catch that? No? Okay. We are going to Cali. Gonna swing by the homegirl Sandy Shake's crib and bring her and take her to the mic. What's up, Sandy?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, girlfriend. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Mic check, mic check. Yeah, sorry I had to catch an earlier mic, but this is a piece that was written a while ago. And as a matter of fact, this is how I met Miss Khan. There's a few bars that I added to it, so I thought it was appropriate on Dr. King's Day to bring it back. So let's do it. Tonight, I couldn't sleep. The riot started. It's 2020 and the world woke up. My son found out he was the wrong color and cried. I don't want them to shoot me, mama. At that moment, I broke. I broke like the hearts of so many who face violence at the hands of racists. I broke like the last blood vessel before a Black man leaves this earth, a Black woman leaves this earth, a Mexican teenager leaves this earth, a Mexican young soldier serving her country gets murdered and betrayed by her flag and then leaves this earth. I could go on, but I run out of paper before the hashtags expire. Can anybody tell me why? That's a crossroads we are tired of crossing. What can we do to keep our people from showing up on that list? Such a long list. For brown and Black people list. Can we cancel that list? And yet I keep breaking like the hearts of mothers who have Black and brown men and ask themselves if this grocery list will be the last thing they tell their young kid. I keep breaking like the windows on Black churches after good old white Americans drive by in pickup trucks. They seem to be in agreement that taking lives of non-Caucasians equals a slap on the wrist. And if you don't agree with me, then tell me why they buy these white boys burgers on their way to get pretend charges. Bailed out and on time to a Klan barbecue on Wednesdays. I've never seen such a thing, or was it that Burger King was in on the whole scheme? I break like the police system we have in place. Oh, wait, my bad. That system was never broke. It was strategically designed this way, designed to break us, separate us, beat us, confuse us. We gotta unify us. Remembering the moment where they woke up my son turns all the rage into pain in my belly. All I wanted was for these truths to be sold as fiction in the clearance section. But it was these truths that taught my son his skin color is a threat. And that is self-evident and self-damaging to a little boy who thought his smile was never menacing. Here is my firstborn, a miracle baby, really. The only child a malfunctioning ovary allowed me. He was born to a Mexican mother, a biracial father. Guess that makes him extra triracial in a land where Caucasian is just so essential. On that day, my triracial son found out that 2 of the races in his blood can definitely get him shot. Shot on purpose, shot without questioning, hesitating, or contacting me. Oh, and the last race you asked? Well, you see, it cancels out because 2 minus 400 years of slavery equal a mulatto who has 0 rights in front of any pilgrim's gun. After all, brown plus Black plus white is still the wrong color to keep my son alive. It's all simple math. He won't collect 200 followers. He won't buy the boardwalk. And the get out of jail free card just doesn't exist for those with melanin blessed skin. There are still nights I don't sleep. There are still nights I count his beautiful eyelashes to make sure they are untouched by tears that I will cry for him. This country broke my son's heart, and now they will answer to his mama's roar. I will lay awake and protect this precious brown king I made by all means necessary, and it will always be necessary by all means.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Count his eyelashes. Lord have mercy. That is so. Yes, thank you for that, man. Damn it.
Gracias. Thank you for the space. Thank you, Richie.
Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, man. Wow. Did you want to? Was that you gonna leave us with that? You gonna let me marinate?
Yeah.
I kind of need. I can marinate a little, you know.
I let my spirit out. I need a break.
Oh man, thank you so much for that, love. Yeah. I'm muting my damn self, and that is where me and Sandy became sisters forever. Yes, I love that so much. Thank you for that point. Hell yeah. All right. Man, it's just been one of them kind of nights, and it's going to continue to be one of them kind of nights. We are going back to Denver. No. Yes. Yes. Bringing up to the stage, Midnight. Oh, man, this is the seasoned poet here, the poet you ask advice, the poet that gives you instruction, gives you the 4 P's, make sure you're on your best poetry presence. And I appreciate you for your poet passion. Y'all give it up for Midnight.
How y'all doing tonight?
Woo!
I mentioned this to Khan earlier. We were having a conversation as I told her I was doing this in junior high school. So she asked me to bring it back. So I'm gonna bring it back real quick. Give me 1 second, okay? I'm still here, but just give me 1 second. I am happy to join you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration of freedom in the history of our nation. 80 years ago, a great American signed the Emancipation Proclamation, a beacon of hope for millions of slaves. But 100 years later, the colored American is still not free. 100 years later, the life of the colored American is still crippled with segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, a colored American lives on a lonely island of poverty, still languishing. In a sense, we have come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our great country wrote the words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note. A note was a promise that all men, yes, black man and white man, would be guaranteed the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note. Instead, America has given its colored people a bad check, a check that comes back marked with insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. So now is the time to make a real promise of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the quicksand of racial injustice. We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped with selfhood and robbed of their dignity with signs that says white only. We cannot be satisfied as long as a colored person in Mississippi can vote and a colored person in New York believes he has nothing to vote for. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you, my friends, we have the difficulties of today and tomorrow, but I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves, the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. This is our hope. This is our faith that will go back to the South with. With this faith, we'll be able to hew out the mountain of despair, a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, and to climb to freedom together, knowing that we'll be free one day. And if America will be great, a nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring to the mountains of New York. Let freedom ring to the snow-capped mountains of Colorado. But not only that, let freedom ring to the Stone Mountain of Georgia. And when we let freedom ring, we will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Let freedom last, let freedom last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You bodied that as I knew you would. I'm so grateful for you taking that on, for you just being who you are, and just yes. Thank you. Midnight.
Thank you back. Thank you back, Rich, Poet Khan, all of y'all. Much love.
Gosh dang it. Heck yes. Tell us how we can follow you, love. What Midnight got going on?
Oh man, Midnight Poet 00 on IG, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, website. IG February 1st, one-on poetry. I'm doing a feature at 9 o'clock Eastern time. February 10th, I'm doing an open mic birthday party. It's my birthday. Yeah, Midnight turns 52 somehow. The number keeps going up. We good with that. February, Marissa has something going on February 12th. I don't know if she mentioned it. I got other things going on. February 6th, February 9th, February 28th. It's all good. Gotta love it.
Yes, baby love. Thank you, man. Thank you. You did an amazing job. You honored the king well, and I appreciate you, love. Heck yeah. Man, this show has been sick. Like, I just want to say that. Everybody has been just awesome. This has just been like a different level of awesome tonight. I just want to say that. Not just because of me. You know, I'm just saying. But it really has been a great show. So it's going to continue to be a great show. Next, we have Dan the Man.
Give me a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to.
How you doing, Richie?
I'm receiving technical difficulties. I'm trying to get this thing.
You're not ready, baby. Dang it!
Is that the whole show? I do it exactly like that, Khan.
Yeah.
How again? Can you show me again?
Right, and then I think you do some Dan the Man. You do.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I beatbox a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm multi-talented. Okay, well we just got Dan, and we have the amazing Richie that I want to introduce, like I always do when I get the chance to have the platform for a little bit. So what you want to do?
Yeah, you asking me? Are we?
Yeah, wait, it's Dan, and then that's it, and you, and then I guess me. I could close it out.
Richie, go ahead. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You heard the man. gotta do what he says.
I know. I wasn't even gonna perform. I was just gonna close out the show by
Okay.
and everything. Yeah, but I can find something really quick.
Okay.
as we must do. I got it. Let's see. Trying to find some stuff I haven't read here. This one's called. Hold on. Since we just had midnight, I got a line here. Okay, this one's called "In the Air." Can you dig it? These soft, syrupy syllables of sweet and sonic tonic, saxophonic and savory strings dipped in melodic prose. This is midnight music, a little something to dance to. Behold, this tapestry of creation and destruction. It's the folding and unfolding of the cosmos in the breath of a moment. These are songs to hold on the tip of your tongue, as if sung from celestial vagabond bloomings of bent around the corner and nowhere else but tomorrow. Don't ingest the smoke. There's so much more in the air, like music, like poetry. See, we're running on empty and the moon is near full. We've had the whole night ahead of us and just enough fuel as origami dreams of the heart take flight, having never before believed so much in the potential of a horizon. Yo, carve your name in the sidewalks, etch your essence into the secret passageways of underground cities. Look for those hidden notes. Keep and hold the secret blues of desolate angels, solemn, happy under otherworldly glow of resistance. We'll walk down the crossroads and seek resilience. We're all students to the sounds of a Monday night or any other. Mystified by the music, we succumb to the late night mellow beats of infinite theoretical musings. Yeah, that's it. do I still need a stall? How we doing here? Do we need more stalling time?
Give me a couple of minutes.
All right, cool. I got another one. Let me see what I got. I'm gonna keep the music theme going then. Let's see. This one was actually published in Body of Panther, Volume 3. I believe submissions will be opening up pretty soon for Volume 4. So if you want to submit any of your work, try it. It's gonna be cool. This one's called Downtown Bebop, and somewhere here. I'm just gonna try and go from memory. Or it's right here. I'm gonna do it from memory, even though I'm holding the book that it's published in. Okay. I've got bebop taste buds and a hip hop heart running through the streets at dark to the glow of dawn. Shake my soul to the flow of bitty bitty bum bum. See, let us measure out our life in poetry, funky bass lines and sizzling sax riffs. Give me bebop jazz, nachos from the tap, and something to write with. That's all I'll need to make it through the night to the next paycheck. Until then, I'll write and I'll write and I'll write and I'll write and I'll howl as the band summons the ghost of Charlie Parker so we can learn how to fly without wings, get hooked on speed, to slow life down to this roll of snare, bass, and hi-hat. We don't need the high life, but this life is the only one we've ever known for life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaningfulness. Bebop jazz. That last line, by the way, is inspired by Toni Morrison, who talks about that line. You know, we all know the line, and I like the change of what does it mean when we change our focus from happiness to meaningfulness? How do we create meaningfulness? And you know, it's a good discussion, I think, on happiness, essentially. So, Dan, do you need the theme song? Is that what you're waiting for? Do you want me to do the theme song?
I'm trying to get this recorded, but it's not. My computer's going haywire. All right, hold on. Okay, but at least I got something written ready. Ah, dang it. You know, I'll check to get this.
All right, yeah, we good?
Not yet.
By the way, Dan, these are on YouTube, so you can actually record your performance later as well. Did you
All
know
right.
that? Did you know that? It's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay. All right. Hey Khan, you want to set the intro again?
And now, God damn it, y'all can't stand it. Here's the man with the plan. I'm handing him the mic because he can keep it hype all the rest of the night. Come on in here, Dan. Show us what the deal is. Don't say nothing bad about the Wiz. Okay, I'm just playing.
Thank you, Khan.
Hey, Dan. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with. I don't know what's going on. Something's haywire on my computer. I apologize for that, but at least, yeah. But at least the good thing is I got something. I got something ready for. Well, I got something ready for. Okay. Hey Richie, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share something. Okay, there we go. Give me one sec.
Oh, you're gonna share the screen. I was like waiting for you to tell me something. I'm like, you like right now, like during the show? Sure. What do you have to share? Okay, the screen. Go for it.
One sec. All right. Here it is. Yes. We all say before Kamala Harris, before Barack Obama, before Jesse Jackson. Yeah. There was Martin Luther King, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He was a minister, he was an activist, spokesperson, leader. He was leading a peaceful movement, a nonviolent movement, a leader of the civil rights movement. He had a dream. The dream is to unite us all, to end discrimination, end the segregation, unite all from racism, share equality. Yeah, and he had fulfilled that dream and bring all unite from our nation. His dream became a legacy. His day we've got to see marching to unite, to unite everybody, to end this discrimination once and for all. And he did. All right. And then he became a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And then the civil rights went into law, and finally, and yes, free at last. Yeah. But after his death, a campaign for a federal holiday that would be locating on the third Monday of the first month of the year. And it was near his birthday, it was on the 15th, but it's always on the third day of Monday, the third Monday of the first month of the year. Sorry. That is to honor and celebrate his legacy. And we want to keep that dream alive. Yeah, and there was a campaign for a federal holiday. And thankfully, President Ronald Reagan signed that holiday into law from federal passage to state passage. This observation was resisted at first with alternate days, combining on other holidays. But later, the observation grew. And over the years, the observation grew much more. And finally, all 50 states celebrated that day at the start of the century, 2000, the 21st century. Yep. And we still honor his legacy. And we united with everybody. And and yes, he had a dream. He still had a dream. That dream was fulfilled. And his dream became a legacy. And And I always heard the quote, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." But the only best quote I like from Martin Luther King, "I have a dream. I still have a dream." That's the quote I like. But today, we honor and celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King. All right. What would you guys think?
That was wonderful. That was a beautiful tribute.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Thanks, Dan. That was
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll be so proud.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
By the way, who mentioned Officer Goodman? Anybody?
I'm not sure, sweetie.
I don't know. Okay. Well,
we should.
you know,
Do it
history
now.
will be made this coming Wednesday, and yep, Kamala Harris will become the first African American vice president of the United States. That includes, she's also an Indian Asian American vice president, as I heard. Yeah. So, yep, history will be made. And this is nice. And I know history was already made when history was when 12 years ago. Hold on. 2008. Yeah, 12 years ago. 12 years ago when Barack Obama became the first Black president of the United States. Yep. Man, this was nice. Well, okay. All right, you guys. I just want to say thank you, guys. Next Monday, I'll be doing the birthday tribute for the poetry and the birthday poem. You're gonna like one. I'll let you know at the after party. It's a surprise. Yeah, for those of you who already know it, well, don't. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, back to you, Khan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much, man. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. And let me. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
The info, Dan the Man. You can just look up Dan the Man, honestly, online, and you'll find him.
Okay.
Oh,
you got it screened? You got it screened?
Yes, we see it.
We see the screen.
Okay.
Awesome.
Know what to do. Screenshot this if you have to. Please. I'll give you guys a few seconds to screenshot this. All right, Dan. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dan the Man. You have an awesome night.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. So I crush racism because I love that you're a lesbian. I love that you're Mexican. I love that you're 65. Love that you're finally going live, still young. Love that you're 31. I love your salt and peppered perfection. Love that you never outgrew your smooth complexion. Been hitting the stage since the 60s. I love that your parents crossed the border for your American dream. I love your vulnerability, your pale skin, your pink hair. I love your Latin satin, that chingona stare. I love that you embrace your Black sun skin. Still tell him he can win. I love the songbird and her novellas. Love that we created a safe space for the fellas to feel vulnerable. I love that my auditorials don't fall far from glory. These stories remain true because I have you. And I love you guys. And our love is the dream. And this was fucking phenomenal. I just want to say that. Richie, you are just, this is all you're doing, this vibe. This is all your vibe. No, but this was, thank you for just giving us a place to come together and be diverse and speak our truth and agree to understand. And I appreciate you for that, Lovey. Thank you for letting me live my dream on Martin Luther King Day. Let me just put that out there, because this hosting and being a part of open mics, poetry is just, it's everything I love. So thank you. And I'm gonna hand it back to you, my darling. Mwah.
Yo, I appreciate that. I mean, like, honestly, your energy is completely different. That's amazing. So can everyone unmute yourselves and make some noise? Show some love.
Yeah,
all over the world.
Thanks,
How you do, Khan?
Thanks all you
Yo,
wonderful,
Khan.
beautiful,
We work.
Thank you, Khan.
It's on an alarm in the morning, you know?
That was poetastic. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Delicious, poetastic,
Keep hope
fantastic,
alive.
magnifico, bravo. Everyone did a phenomenal job.
Beautiful, yeah.
And we was poets all over the U.S.,
There
all
we
over
go.
the world.
Nice pose.
All over the world.
All over the world.
What a way to connect. It's beautiful, connecting through art, positivity. Yeah, I love that everyone has like their own style, their own way of expressing through their voice, through their words, you know, and it's amazing. And so yeah, we're here every Monday. You guys are welcome. As you heard throughout the show, everyone has like other platforms, so we're connecting, we're creating this awesome galactic spider web of meaning and creation and connection. So one of the things we do here that I love is the after party. Once the live stream ends, we just kind of hang out for a little bit and just talk for a little bit as long as you can. It's, you know, people come and go as they need to. But much love to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, follow us online. All you have to do is look up the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series pretty much everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Dan the man will always be here fiddling around with his camera, and that's magic too. And it's cool, you know. And also all these shows are archived on YouTube, so you can go back and catch past performances. I have my favorites, and you know, much love. I'm gonna go ahead and for tonight, we're gonna go ahead and say goodnight to the live stream. Thanks to everyone who tuned in.
Good night. Don't turn anything about it. It looks better tomorrow.
Oh
So
yeah.
if I want to go to if I want to go to the after party, what do I do?
You just have to stay here. You just have to stay here.
Stay on. You just stay
There
on.
you go.
We all want to thank Kit Rin for tagging the thing for YouTube.
Mwah.
There you
Beautiful.
go.
I'm staying
And
on.
of course, yeah, much love. Like it's a community, honestly. Like it's not just one person, it's everyone kind of working together and creating this type of environment. Much love to everyone who does that, takes part in it, like Kit. You know, I think that's what you were trying to say, Mike, is, you know, Kit goes back throughout the week and he has timestamps for all the performers, which is a very, very helpful thing, because
It's an excuse to watch it again. I love y'all.
It's a really nice thing, man.
Yeah, no, totally. Because I mean, it's like a 3-hour show sometimes.
Yeah.
And no, just it's a lot. So it helps to have that. But yeah, the after party. If you guys want to join us, you can find the link. It's just where the sign up sheet is. We're gonna go ahead. Much love to everyone who was actually watching on YouTube. We have like regulars every week that are there commenting and people tuning in for the first time. Much love. And yeah, make sure to like the video, comment below. Like we'll connect. And of course, we'd love to hear from you guys next time. So let's see. Yeah, for the live stream, if you guys, let's say good night. See you guys next time.
Peace
out. Don't let anything bite. Have a fantastic day.
Oh
Wonderful.
yeah,
Peace and hair grease.
We need those matching. Bye guys. Later. Oh, are those the night owls? This is the longest goodbye ever. This is what happens on Zoom. All right, guys. Bye.